Yo, yo, yo.
Hello.
Hey, hey. How you doing?
Oh wow, it's much easier to see people when it's four cameras and not three.
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. You have a bit of a delay, Nova. So like you have,
That's very likely.
yeah. We'll figure it out. I'm sure it's fine. But hello,
Yeah,
hello.
I'm
We'll figure it all out either way. But how are
alright.
you three doing? I like your setups are all rocking. Are you all rocking JSECharityProject merch, or is it just
Um,
you two right now?
oh,
I've got a cloak beanie on. That's about it.
Oh, all right, all right.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, I have pins. There we go.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I've got like an array of pins in front of me, but I just don't put them on anymore because my hats will like be weighed down by it all. But
yeah.
Well, eventually I'm going to take these off to put it in the collection box, but I kept it for now.
oh yeah, that collection box looks really cool actually. Notice it's bounced out. Hopefully.
I'm back.
Oh, that's better. There we go.
Oh,
There we
Jesus.
go.
My phone just quit on me.
No, it's all
my
good.
God.
Everything looks okay now. Everything looks a bit more set up, so we can all say hello now. Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
How
My
are you?
technology's been giving up all day. So
What, your technology?
everything, my phone, my laptop, it's all been giving up all day. So I'm
Dude,
like,
I've been trying to upload the D&D episode, and the episode itself was 5 hours, and it's like I think it's taken 8 hours to render. I started uploading it about 1:30 last night, and it's in the processing stage right now.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
my computer, even though my computer's okay, oh my god, it struggles. But you know what? This is weird for me because I'm usually just talking to one person. So, do you guys want to introduce yourselves at all? Because I think it should be
God.
introductions. So
Sure.
let's go.
No,
Ketch, you go first.
Hi, I'm Ketch. I work with the JSECharityProject.
Very nice. And what is your handle? What's your Twitter handle?
At Septic Hard Eyes is my Twitter handle. You can find me there on all social media. I'm the same thing on everything.
Cool. Stacy.
Hi. Well, he just said that. I'm Stacey. And it's at JSECharityProject, and I also work with a charity project. They didn't just find me on the street.
Oh no.
We basically did.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's so mean.
Story for later.
That's fine. If you guys got any stories like,
it's partially true.
oh,
I mean, yeah.
You know what? I just remembered how that did happen, and you're not wrong.
oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
I'd love to talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely talk about that. And I don't think we've ever spoken over. I believe.
I don't think so, no.
Well, nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you. Well, I'm Nova, or I go by Laser online sometimes because I thought that was cool when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I'm more on Tumblr than Twitter, but I go by Laser-exe or .exe on
I think it's
Twitter. I think.
.exe. I can't remember honestly.
Yeah, on Twitter, I think it is.
Well, it's really nice to meet you,
I don't
dude.
understand Twitter.
You've got
Yeah,
like
nice to meet you too.
the coolest name ever, by the way. When
Thank you.
when I don't know who I was speaking to, Ketch or Stacy, but when you were telling me like, oh yeah, you can use Ketch and Stacy and Nova, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's the best name I've ever heard. It's so cool.
People just usually just tell me like, oh, I had no dog with that name, and I'm like,
We're
what?
What?
I knew two people with the name, actually. It's a people name, too.
Really?
I mean,
it's a
really?
people name. It's a,
It's a quite
people
common
name.
name here. So,
where are you from, Nova? If you don't mind me asking.
Sweden, actually.
Ah, I speak to a lot of people from Sweden for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but there's a lot of people just I don't know, just the Netherlands and
We're
Sweden.
just everywhere.
They're just everywhere. That's so weird. Stace, where are you from again?
Well, I live in London.
Ah,
I'm yeah.
that's very nice. Ketch, whereabouts are you from again?
America, if it wasn't obvious. But, East Coast, West Virginia.
West Virginia. That's
Oh my
nice.
fucking god.
So how
The
did?
amount of times that I've heard that song since
Oh.
the meme started.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I try and avoid
Oh, I
like
imagine.
I try and avoid meme songs as much as possible
Oh,
because
jeez.
I just hear it so much. I'm like, I don't want to listen to it anymore. It's or you
The
I mean,
worst.
No.
all West Virginians are
Speaking
like
of meme songs,
say
you
again.
can go.
born and raised with that song just like embedded into our brains. We all know it by heart. And so when it started becoming really popular and I was hearing it everywhere, it was very weird.
It's in
So-
your DNA.
West Virginia is in my DNA. Or it's like when you're born and you put all the babies in that little room, whereas loads of babies just hanging out, they blast it through the speakers
That is exactly how it goes.
Oh,
just to
Jesus,
entice you
yeah.
into it.
It's a requirement whenever we're born.
That's
Speaking
amazing.
of-
There's loads of babies
Speaking
hanging
of meme songs, I've been on TikTok a bit lately, and I work in like a bar environment,
Mm.
and a lot of the time they'll just play TikTok songs, and I'm just like, why?
Why would they do just
I
to try
don't
and keep hip?
understand.
But
It's not even like a bar for like young people. It's like 25 and up mostly, but still, and
This is
and
cool with the
I
millennials, right?
like I do blackjack, so I stand at like this one table for 5 hours, and then on one side I have like there's a dance floor and they're playing music, but then on the other side there's a bar and they're playing different music. So I'm just like,
Oh, so it's a mixture
Right.
of music going off in your ears.
yeah,
Oh no, you got like a remix of West Virginia coming in from one side.
yeah, and then you have just like some weird TikTok stuff on the other side,
I can't think of a worse hell than that.
and then it's cold also, so that's great.
That's fair. That's fair. So where did your charity start then? Just for those who don't know, you three are
Well,
from the what would you call it again? Is it the JSE or JSECharityProject Charity Project, or is it just JSE Charity Project?
I mean, originally I think it was going to be JSECharityProject Charity Project, but now we're kind of branded as just the JC Charity Project. But
Yeah.
I guess
That's
both
our
are
ad on
accurate.
everything. That's just how you read it.
It's still cool though. I mean, everyone has an origin story, and you've raised a lot of money for charity. Like obviously, I was
Oh yeah,
looking into a
Jesus.
tiny bit, but I didn't realize how much you've raised. I was like, oh fuck, you guys are kicking ass.
Yeah, that's a lot. It always like confuses me because I like when I say like, oh, $10,000, like, oh, that's crap, but then I realized that in Swedish crowns that's like 100,000. I'm like, wait, that's a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That does sound. You should just put it as the Swedish. What was it? The Swedish currency. Just because it's 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot more. So like I don't realize how much it is until I convert it in my head, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I've done it. I've seen it where I think it was on Twitch where people can just donate in whatever country it was, and someone donated like 10,000 something in this currency, and the stream was like, whoa, oh my god, fuck, wow. I mean, it was like 20 quid, £20 or something. It's like, oh, okay, but it's just to see them go from that wow to the realization of what it is. It's like,
Right.
but yours is
Yeah.
the opposite way. I had a feeling Nova was going to drop out, by the way. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because
Bye-bye, Nova.
while Nova was speaking,
Exciting.
hey Nova, you're back. Kind of.
I'm
Hello again.
back.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
while you were speaking, you're sort of like frozen in one spot, going and talking like
Yeah.
amazing things, but just frozen.
Oh no.
It's fine. Trust me, the first time I did this podcast with Floating Magani, it was freezing over and over and over and over again. So
Yeah.
don't worry too much. But people can hear you. I can hear you, so it's totally fine.
Oh, that's good.
Just-
I'll
just-
just look weird sometimes.
Yeah, just put your thumbs up. Just keep doing this all the way through it, and you'll be totally fine all the way through. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just going to say, tell me your origin story, guys, because I don't know exactly how many members you got in your charity, because it must be a big effort considering how much you've actually raised. That's a lot of money, dudes. And you should be really proud of yourselves for that.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I guess that's a question for me, kind of.
Okay.
To
Because
start
You did start the whole
yeah,
thing.
because like when it started, it was like right after the How Did We Get Here tour, and I was in a group chat with some people from the Stockholm show, and someone said something about wanting to raise money, and I just had this idea that, hey, wouldn't it be cool to like show our appreciation for Sean by like raising money on our own? And so for the first, it was like Christmas 2018, and so I did that like mostly on my own, but I was talking to Stacy and then Kai, who used to be in the team.
Uh-huh.
So they were like basically in it, but officially it was
Not
just me
like, yeah.
working on it.
Still amazing.
So that was kind of how it started. And that blew my mind because I had no idea how much to like expect. So I put the goal at like $100, I think, and then in 2 days, I think we raised like $250. I was like, okay, yeah. So then in the end, in about like 3 weeks, we raised $2,500.
Wow, that's so
So that blew
good.
my mind.
That's so good. What was the how did you raise the funds? Because I know there's so many different incentives that people
Oh,
use, and
Jesus.
me, I put makeup on because it's the only thing I think of.
Well,
Guess.
yeah.
But like, what specifically did you guys do? I didn't follow you that much in the early time until I heard so much about you guys, and I just want to, yeah, what did you guys do to raise so much? What was there incentives? Was it just put it out there? Did you do giveaways or anything like that?
Yes.
Like originally,
Answer
it
the
was
question.
just. I'm just gonna take that. Originally, it was just. It was basically just like making posts about it. But then as we got bigger, we kind of figured like, hey, we could do this or we could do that. So I know Stacy's done a few, like she's organized a bit of art giveaways, kind of.
Yeah, most of which I got from you, Whiskey, so thanks.
I'm really lucky to have those kind of contacts and those kind of generous people to be able to do that, because I remember I wanted to do a charity event and I was like, I have nothing to give away. I can't, like me personally, I couldn't afford to pay for things to give away. So I was like, okay, what have I got in my circle to help something out? I can do dumb stuff like, you know, colour my hair and, well, that's really going for it, but you know. But I was thinking, what's gonna bring people in? What's gonna make people want to buy stuff in it? Not buy stuff or donate, because even though people will donate because they want to donate, and I don't think anyone goes in to. I'm sure your charity stuff and my charity stuff as well, where we're going, I'm gonna donate because I want this, because that's kind of like, it's a bit weird, but just to give them like a little bit of a nudge, like, oh, you might have a chance to do that. And then I had a bunch of people reach out saying they're going to help. I was like, oh shit, okay, this is that's
That happens a lot.
yeah, it's nice. And for me, it's, you never want to feel alone doing it, you know. And I'm relating back to Nova right now, because when you first start, you just think, just me, and we're going to try our best, and that's it. And then all of a sudden, you get support. People want to come on board on your team, or I've even just mentioning when my next charity event's coming up, I've had people message me going, hey, I want to jump in and help out. I'm like, oh shit, okay, sure, we have something here. And yeah, so for me, it's like to be able to get people to donate their time and effort for charity, and I know it's for the charity, but it's through me as well, so it gives me that little sense of, oh, they do appreciate what I'm doing, I guess. So it makes me feel good, as selfish as that sounds, I guess.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I know that because you kind of have to like weigh off between like, oh, I feel like I'm doing this like selfishly, but at the same time, it's
really
a
hard
weird kind
to-
of balance.
It's really hard to be selfish when you're supporting a cause, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some
I
people
feel like we kind of
I was just going to say, some people definitely could use it as a platform for own personal growth, and you know what, it's a catch-22, because you want to raise as much money as possible, because that's the goal. But along with that, you are going to get a little bit of attention for it. So it's like the bonus of it. I know a lot of people found me through these kind of things, but I think me and Dukes were talking about this, where you definitely want to do your best for the charity, and if people come in, people come in. And then it's like, when people come in, it's going to grow the charity even more. You're going to be able to donate more. So it's like a win-win. But I honestly, one of my biggest things I really like is when I or the charity hits the target, and then I look at my stats and the viewership's like nice and high, which is always a nice boost, but no one subscribes and no one follows, so they're just there to donate and that's it. And I'm just like, good, because it's nice to grow, yes, but I don't want that to be the main factor. I want it to be, no,
Yeah, exactly.
I want, like, for these guys, you know, I just want to do my part, and that's it. It's not a secondary gain, it's just a bonus, I guess. It's nice to bring new people in, but that's not the goal in the end.
And that's how it always should be.
Yeah, I think so.
But then, yeah.
You've never come
Like
off
that-
as selfish or anything, but very, very kind whenever you do
I'm
things
so
like that.
sure there's people out there who do think that, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, someone's always gonna be like kind of pissy about it.
So you're
And
never
then
gonna
like
please
the thing is,
Oh
everybody.
yeah. Oh
if you
yeah.
do like a lot of stuff that people appreciate, like raising money for charity, then people are gonna come on board, and which is good for the charity. But then at the same time, it's people are gonna be like, oh, you're just doing it for attention. But like,
Yes.
You can't
Well-
not raise, if you're doing a community effort to raise charity, you can't not get attention for it. If you
Exactly,
don't get
yeah.
attention, you ain't raising anything. So it's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
you know, or just imagine if they did, I don't know, Red Nose Day or anything like that, but they never televised it. It was just always hush hush. Like, no, we don't want the adverts to go off in the background. No. Like, okay, you gotta have some kind of exposure. Like you gotta,
Yeah.
This is kind of like
you gotta do
this is
something.
kind of like just like Swedish culture because we have like a thing where like, oh, you're not supposed to like brag or talk like very highly of yourself. So like it's like taking that to an extreme where like you can't be proud of your accomplishments and you can't. But like I think, but then again with charity, I think that like it's okay to be kind of clickbaity.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
like we have the kind of philosophy that if you're doing something for a good cause, that it's okay to be like a little bit,
A little showy.
yeah, a little showy.
I
As long as you're not like drawing the attention onto yourself, like look at me, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I get that. It's a really hard balance, to be fair.
It is.
Because it's all open for interpretation of people who are watching. Like some people are going to watch it and go, "Oh, well, your face is on screen, so obviously it's about you." It's like, well, I'm the host, kind of
A
thing.
little bit.
Like I'm just gonna put a bag over my head. It's like,
Yeah.
With donate printed across it. That's it.
There has to be
That
someone
would
to
be
deliver
something.
the message.
Say again, sorry.
yeah.
There has to be someone to deliver the message. It can't just be a faceless thing. It's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
No, because like it seemed like appropriate at the time when I saw this quote going around Twitter of like a charity act or something like a good deed becomes a selfish one when you record it, or like when someone like records themselves donating to the homeless or like anything like that. But on the internet, that's a very
Ooh.
hard balance to walk.
That is.
It's like, well, you're out on the street, it's one thing, but like
Yeah.
actually, like it's a whole different ballgame on the internet and on Twitch and on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a very interesting point, though, isn't it? Because when it comes to, if you're, well, put it this way, if you're going to go up to someone who's homeless or just jobless or whatever, and you want to donate to them on the street, because it's just you shouldn't record it, because then you're doing it for the benefit of someone else. In fact, not someone else, you're doing it for the benefit of you, to be like, look how good I
Exactly.
am. Whereas for the internet, because there's no way of connecting to anyone else to raise the money, and it's not just you donating, you have to bring other people in. So you have to have
Yes.
that sort of pull, if you would. And I've seen so many times where people go up to homeless people and donate, and they're recording it and they post it on Facebook and good deed done for the day, and everyone is doing this. It's like,
Or like they'll
It's
like
weird.
show their bank account, like show how much money they've donated to charity, or like or like a lot of stuff like that.
I think it depends a lot on how you frame it. Like, is it like, oh, look at me, I'm doing good, or is it like, hey, we should all come together to do something?
Yeah, and it's like
Difference.
a matter of like knowing when something should be shown and when something is best just left to your own devices, and when it's needed and when it really is not.
It's such a weird one, isn't it? Because I personally love Mr. Beast. I freaking love what he does, but it's kind of countering what we're talking about regarding donating to someone and not recording it, because it's a selfless act, but it's selfish for him to record. Because I don't know why, but it's different for Mr. Beast. I don't know why, because
It's different when you have like an audience and you're making like a thing out of it and an event, because he makes his like so like big and there's so much to it that it made it like into an event, and I don't know, it's a very different thing. It's a very odd line when the line gets blurred between like selflessness and selfishness when it comes to charity.
I think he definitely leans towards the selflessness. I don't think he's
Oh,
selfish
yeah.
at all, because I think he's incredibly smart, because he knows that if this video, what he's doing, gets becomes viral, then, and they always do, obviously, it's gonna bring him more money in, obviously, which is kind of okay because we know that he's gonna obviously benefit from himself, but he's also gonna have enough money to actually fund other events, what's gonna raise more money, and it's one of those like. It's not even a vicious cycle. It's one of those really good cycles where it's growing, but everything else is growing too. It's not
the snowball effect.
Yeah, it is. Where the benefits for the things what he's doing it for is growing just as much as it is for him. The moment when it's the benefactors are like this, and then he's like this, different. But it really feels like it's growing at the same time and at an exponential rate. Just think about the bloody trees. I mean...
Yeah, Jesus.
I mean, god damn, he was that outweighs everything. You could say anything you want about him, but that is literally saving the fucking world.
That was a lot, definitely.
I think the charity's still going, but it got to like 22 million or something.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I remember I was watching it when it hit 20 million. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
I did not think it would hit because it was like slowing down. I was like, oh, is it gonna hit?
About 19 million, I believe. It was like 18 or 19 million was slowing down, yeah. But that was...
Then at the end, it was going really fast, actually.
Yeah, it was the power of people coming together. It's the power of community. You want to say gaming community, I guess, but just content creator community, Twitter community, social media community.
I think it branched into all genres of YouTube, for sure.
Yeah.
I saw like ASMR channels promoting it. It was so widespread.
Why were you on ASMR channels?
Oh my god! Well, ASMR actually is like they have like really good. ASMR has such a bad rep.
Okay, go on. Come on. I'm ready.
No. But like, listen, but like ASMR, it's like a very like auditory thing. I use it for sleep aid. Like, there's like whispers or just like reading and fire crackling, and it helps sleep. There's some like really really weird shit on ASMR. There is, but like it helps me sleep, and it's like
I love ASMR.
I do love it, but I like the comedy aspect of it all. So
that's probably where more.
Yeah, I definitely have things to listen to at night. So I either have great Game Grumps to listen to, or you guys probably don't know this channel, a channel called Two Best Friends Play or Super Best Friends Play. But I listen to their like playlist. So I just start up one of their playlists and just listen to it, and because it's like monotoned, or at least I know it, I just fall asleep so quick. And I'm starting to listen to Critical Role at night. But I'm missing stuff out, so every time I wake up I'm like, fuck, I forgot about this, and I have to watch it all over again. But so ASMR I definitely understand, but you can get the creeps. Come on. No.
I will readily admit that it gets really weird, and like I really don't like the really like close mic stuff or anything with a webcam. Really, I'm not into. But there's just like literally just a video of like sound of like fire crackling or rain or like just someone reading poetry.
Yeah, totally get you.
Oh god, I watched these videos. There's this one dude. He's just like ASMR for people who can't sleep, and he's just beating the camera. It's super funny. For like 5 minutes straight. There are like 7 videos. There's like a series. He's just beating the camera.
Yes.
And then there's subtitles just like commenting on it. It's so funny.
I love that kind of stuff. Like Game Grumps were the first people it made me crack the fuck up because they're doing that 10-minute power hour, but ASMR, and they had Ross lying down on the sofa, and they were just like going up to it and just making really horrible noises, and you just see Ross going. It's so good.
Sean's ASMR video might have been one of the funniest videos
Very
I've seen
funny.
in a long time.
Very funny.
In true form, I sat up at like 3 a.m. and watched that while like there was people sleeping upstairs in my house and trying to be quiet. We're watching him try to be quiet, and I wanted to burst out laughing. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And that was released on like the same day as the Heist with Markiplier as well. So like the
was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right.
Like, I couldn't watch the Heist when it came out.
I remember I like binged that entire thing in one day.
I was like 4 days late to the heist because I was on vacation with my family and I didn't have any Wi-Fi.
Right.
It was tragic.
It was actually quite fun. Me and Emily watched it together. So we like sat down. We both decided which way we're gonna go, and that impressed the fuck out of me. That like there was
incredible.
some endings. I was like, okay, you just wanted to fill in a slot. Like, okay, you just wanted to make a quick ending and then move on. But like some of them were so eccentric and just the amount of effort was put into it. I was like, fucking hell, guys, you really nailed it.
Yeah.
And what was okay? Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it, but if you haven't watched it yet, I'm doubt you're gonna watch it anyway. What's your favorite endings, if you can remember them?
Oh, damn.
I mean, I'm a Yancey stan. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, have you not watched them?
No, I have one.
Ah.
I'm just saying, like, I like the Yancey ending.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yancey's a good character. Actually. Yancey's a good character.
And then Markiplier bullied us, so.
Oh God, yeah. I watched the live stream of him talking about it and him saying that he knew that despite all the bad things this character had done, that people would fall in love with him, and he totally called it.
I wrote an essay about Yancey as a character. An essay.
I love Yancey. I also really liked Illinois Jones.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Great character. Yeah.
It was.
That was one of my favorite endings with like the banana, just because it was so weird. The monkey heaven and the magic banana.
Oh, that was yeah. That was pretty cool actually. I was just trying to
that
think.
was actually really fun.
My favorite one, and it's only because I got into Junji Ito mangas, is the one what came up with Enigma, and it's the one. If you don't, do you guys know which one I'm on about at all?
No.
Silence. The dead silence was fantastic. Then, oh my god.
I was thinking.
So,
my brain was processing.
We're comedic geniuses.
So you know where he's in a prison cell and he's breaking out and he moves a panel and there's like that. There's like a hole. What's a figure?
Oh yeah.
It's titled Enigma. The reason why it's titled Enigma is because it's referencing Junji Ito's Enigma, which is a story about. And I sat there and I freaked out because it's one of my favourites. I was like, oh fuck, he's referencing. And then it came with Enigma. I was like, oh, it's Enigma. Ah! But the story of the Enigma by Junji Ito is there's reports of people going missing and there's like this cliff and along the cliff there's loads of different holes. But what happens is people will be looking at the news and they'll go, that looks like me. And what happens is they all find out that each hole is designed for a specific person. And through that's when you enter it. And yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
I'm very intrigued.
Super interesting.
Dude, Junji Ito is insanely good. I don't know if you guys read manga or anything, but oh boy, it's great.
I used to all the time.
That's going on my to-read list.
If you're into creepy stuff, check it out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because but that's a reference. That's why it's my favorite because I got it. I got the reference. I was like, oh, I love that they did that. And any nods like that to horror and manga and stuff, I like that kind of thing, like Indiana Jones and stuff. But yeah, Enigma is definitely my favorite.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm a horror junkie. I love horror.
Me too.
It's incredible. It's so good. Ooh.
So it's for kids from when the second I learned how to read. Read horror only, because I was kind of scared of watching horror movies, but now I love horror movies as well. So.
Horror movies are great. It's my favorite genre.
Yeah. It's so fun. But the thing is, I've gotten so desensitized that nothing really scares me anymore. I'm like, okay, that was creepy, I guess.
What's the scariest? Oh, please go.
Oh no! All I was gonna say was that's a really impressive horror film when it scares the horror junkies. That's what we love about them.
Yeah.
When was the last movie that did that though? What was the last movie that did that?
Oh Jesus.
Ooh, okay. For me, it was the first time that I finally saw Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, it's so good. The black and white one.
Oh my god, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. So
good.
there was a stream where I actually just watched it with the people watching. I was like, because it's
Really?
yeah, you can actually watch it because it's a copyright free one before they did it, and then every other piece of work from George A. Romero was copyrighted from then on. But Night of the Living Dead is free. You can actually go on to there's a website where it has all the free horror movies. So you have like the old school Draculas and stuff like that, and yeah, Night of the Living Dead's on there.
Which is hilarious because I got a free month on Shudder, which is like an app that shows horror movies, and that's where I saw it. I didn't even realize it was free elsewhere. I got it for free anyway, but it's so good. I watched it with my mom. Yeah. She's like, I feel like I'm not even old enough to watch this. It was so disturbing.
If I remember rightly, it's actually one of the first. I don't know if it's like movies in general, but definitely horror movies what had a black protagonist. It was really revolutionary for that time.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously black actors back then were kind of like the jokey kind of person, if you would, or the butt of all jokes. And then this guy's basically the hero of it all, and he's wonderful.
There was like he's underlying hints at racism in like that entire film. There was like an underlying theme in there that hinted at it. It was so well done.
Yeah, it was really good. Even at the end, there's a little hint of the racism as well.
But, oh god, yeah. My mom and I got it immediately, and we just like felt so horrified. It's such an awful feeling.
But then it's kudos to George A. Romero who's able to articulate that through the movie, and from that point, it's like. I was in. I did watch a lot of zombie movies before that.
Oh, bye Nova.
Don't worry, Nova, you'll be back.
No.
Oh no, Nova.
No wait.
Nova's gone to space.
I died. I was shot.
Well, not going to spoil anything there, but kind of similar to Night of the Living Dead. It's a similar thing there. But yeah, it's. But have you watched all of the Night of the Living Dead or the
like all the movies?
Yeah, the series at least. Sorry, Nova and Stacey. I don't know if you can get into this.
It's fine.
No,
I'm gonna just have a snack.
I didn't at all expect Night of the Living Dead to live up as well as it does, because I've seen horror films from the 60s. I expected it to be, more like those and like not necessarily match up with the times. And I wasn't ready. I was not ready.
Night of the Living Dead's really good.
But no, I haven't. I've seen like bits and pieces of movies preceding it, and I knew the film that it came from, but I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen an entire Night of the Living Dead film other than the first one.
Oh, hang on a second. Which one are you talking about? Because I'm trying to think. Are you talking about the one where they're in the shopping mall? Or are you talking about the one where they're in a cabin or a house?
Oh, they're in a cabin.
Okay, yeah, that's the original. Yeah, it's all good. You two are just dancing. That's amazing. But yeah, going on to like this, the thing what scared me at least, A Quiet Place is what made me.
Ooh, that one's really good.
Because that's not. It's a horror, but it's more of a thriller. But there's a point where I watched it with I think it was Emily. It was either Emily or my brother, but we're in a cinema. Sat down and there's like a few teenagers, like really young girls, just sat next to me, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I know what's going to happen. They're going to talk during it and all that. I mean, it did at the very beginning, like, and I actually turned to them and was like, all right, can you just be quiet, please? But then they did go quiet for a little bit and muttering, and then the thing at the beginning of the movie happens. Like, not going to spoil it because it's still good. I want everyone to go watch it. But when you watch that first scene and you go, oh shit, the entire cinema's volume levels went and just no one spoke, and I remember having a big pile of popcorn in my lap and I didn't touch it, and I was like, oh god, I didn't touch my popcorn at all because I was too scared, like if I make a noise the movie's gonna hear it or something and it's gonna affect it, whatever happens. Yeah, but that's my favorite. It's one of my favorite horror movies, honestly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really good. So Ketch was Night of the Living Dead. Mine was Quiet Place. Nova, Stacey.
Oh Jesus, I have such awful I have a lot of memory problems, like mild ones, but I have really hard time recalling movies. But I know I watched one with my mom a while back that's called The Boy.
The Boy.
And it's
I've heard of that one.
I've heard of it.
It's like this couple that they have like Well, they hire a young woman to like take care of their son while they're away, but it's just a doll, and she has to follow very specific rules, and it gets really like really creepy,
Oh,
and it was really good.
that sounds horrible.
It was like I'm not a big fan of like jump scares and stuff. I think that's kind of cheap
Cheesy.
scares.
Yeah.
I like things that make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin.
Mhm.
So that was really like oh
The sense of
I
dread
really like that one.
and unease is very good.
Yeah.
Stacey,
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
That's
psychological
like
horror.
the complete opposite. 'Cause I barely watch any.
what are you into?
I more like sciencey, science fiction. Like,
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
again, but if you ask me your favourite, that though I wouldn't be able to answer those. So
That's
Well,
all
you
right.
have movie in your name.
very true. but that's not a film though, so that doesn't count.
It is amazing. Oh yeah, please go.
I just said it could, is all I said.
Oh, I thought you said because. I was like, oh, you're trying to egg
No,
her on
I
to say
said it
because.
could.
Oh, sorry. It's amazing.
We're just talking over each other.
Yeah.
This is the thing. What
Which
happens?
is what we do in our calls all the time.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
This is the thing when it comes
Yeah.
to Discord calls, because there's like a little delay.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have that, unfortunately. When we're doing the D&D stream on Monday, I had to like in my head I was thinking, how are we gonna do this? Because there were moments where we spoke over each other. So now we're doing the hands up system. So it's like I'm gonna speak, you have to, just, and then the DM calls it, and so that's gonna be
What was
fun.
that? What was that horror movie where like they were all on a Skype call and it was haunted, and so like they had everybody like put their hands up on camera so that they could see. Was it Unfriended or something like that? I don't remember.
Wasn't that?
Yeah, I heard about that one. I didn't
Wasn't
watch
that
it.
garbage? Wasn't
Oh
that?
God, yeah, it was awful.
I swear, yeah, I
watched it.
swear it was a
so bad.
terrible movie. I wish I could get
Turn your
through.
computers off. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Just be like, okay, I'm going to bed. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm not the type of person who can, like, privately or at least with Emily, watch bad horror movies. I just can't. If I find a movie bad, I just can't make myself watch it. I did it on a stream with Birdemic and stuff, but to privately watch a horror movie, I would just sit there and go, "Am I wasting my time? Yes." Off. That's it. I'm done. I can't do it.
What do you do in the situation where like you're in the movie theater and you Ubered there and you can't escape? I'm asking for a friend because I totally haven't done that before. When I went and saw Krampus and I hated it. Oh no, I didn't hate it. It wasn't awful, but so many horror fans that I know loved that movie and I didn't get it. I went and saw it by myself at the theater, and it was like one of like the most unscary horror films I've ever seen.
Have you ever walked out?
I've walked out. Well, I mean, if I wanted to, I couldn't because I didn't drive there. I Ubered there. So I would have had nowhere to go. But no, personally, I've never walked out of a film.
I can imagine you like trying to make a statement like "fuck this." You get up and you just have to wait outside. It's like really sad.
It was worse because there was these like teenagers sitting right. It was behind me. Like there was like these teens sitting right behind me that were like talking through the most tense part of the film, what were supposed to be tense parts of the film. And I got my stuff. I looked at them and I just moved like several rows back. So mad.
Staring daggers.
Wow.
I've been those teenagers. I'm sorry.
You have been those teenagers.
Yeah, when I was like 14 though, so don't judge me.
I think at 14 for myself, I was the person at my friends who told them to shut the fuck up. I was always that person like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I used to like try to like speak quietly, but I don't like even now I like to comment on movies while I watch them, but I don't do that if I'm at the cinema anymore. Yeah, last time I went though, I was like on a Monday at like 4 p.m. It was just me and my friend in the theater, so we were just like commenting on everything. It was super fun.
Oh, that's okay. If it's literally just you and your friends.
Yeah, there was no one else.
What bothers me
We
is when I'm
went
showing someone a movie, like just at home, and someone's sitting next to me, and then they will talk through like tense parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or they'll stop to ask me questions, and I'm like, they're explaining that right now.
Yeah.
If you just listen.
Yeah, like all the info's in the movie.
One of my pet peeves, and this could be my friends, family, or anything like that, is where I'm watching a movie with them, and they just start talking, not even about the movie, just talking, and if I'm watching a movie, I'm locked in. If I've never watched it before, I'm in, and that's it. I'll turn everything off and watch it. But when they just start talking to you about certain things, or I can't do group movie ones, because once I did it where I invited a lot of people round and we watched a movie. Everyone else was talking, I was watching a movie, and I just sat there going, "Oh, you're ruining my experience." Yeah, it was basically like Nova bouncing out. It's like, oh, okay, different conversation.
Okay, we're back on the movie. Okay, great.
Yeah, and then but then it's like, and then we don't like the movie because I've been talking. It's like, come on, you missed it all.
If you're, have you ever specifically wanted to show someone a movie because you think they'll like it, and then you look over and they're on their phone or something?
Oh yeah. There's nothing
My
more...
mother does this, and it bugs the shit out of me.
There's nothing more satisfying though when you show someone a movie, an anime, a YouTuber or anything like that, and a couple of weeks later they've watched loads of their stuff. They're hooked, and you just sat there like, yes, like you just feel so proud of yourself, kind of thing.
We got another one.
It's pretty.
Like if I'm talking during a movie, it's like I'm commenting on what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a very talkative person, but like I won't like go off topic and just talk about my day. It's like why the fuck would they do that? That's like what I.
Yeah, I relate to that.
That's like how I get immersed in things.
Yeah, because when you're commenting, you feel like it's kind of like a game, I guess. When you are doing games and streams, like when you're talking about it, you do get into it, and yeah, I get that. I feel like
if someone tells me to be quiet, I'll like rumble a little and be quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to enjoy the movie in my own way, okay?
The private, it's a weird one. Everyone interprets it differently, and everyone acts differently when it comes to movies. You just got to find that right balance, I guess. When
and then there's
go, please.
And I was just gonna say, like, if you like find the right people who are not gonna mind you just like talking their ear off about the movie.
I watched the Avengers, the Endgame, and I was making so much noise. I was like a 9-year-old, because I was like, I remember just going, oh shit, and like saying this, and Emily like kept squeezing my arm, like telling me to shut the fuck up. Like, Dave, shut up. I'm like, I can't.
I went and saw that movie with a friend, and we totally were like whispering to each other and probably bugging the crap out of everybody. We couldn't help it. We're like, oh my god, look at that.
My brother once, I just remembered, my brother once was sat behind me while I was watching. Oh, you have a CUNT mug?
Yes, I do.
I need to find mine. Mine's in here somewhere. Mug. Mug. And he was behind me, recording me watching a. I don't know if it was a movie or an actual UFC fight or anything like that. But I was literally sat there. I didn't know I was doing this. Like leaning with it, like I'm in the fucking movie trying to dodge. He recorded me do it, and he showed me. I was like, oh shit! I didn't realize. It was really weird how I was just like.
That's how you get. That's how you know you're immersed.
Yeah, I was fully immersed. Yeah. Or when you're playing a horror game or something, and for some reason the screen's here, but you try and like look around the corners, and you think like doing this, you can see further, but it doesn't. You can't.
Or like you try to back away from the scares, as though that will get your character further away from it.
Yeah, it's so weird to have those moments, because you just get into it, and I think that's why
humans were made for virtual reality.
I think that's why I like horror movies so much. Horror games so much, because I just love. Too. Yeah, some of them are hot garbage, but when you get one what's just grabs you, it's like, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
What I was going to say.
That reminds me
Go,
of.
go, please.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's
No,
fine.
I was
Go,
gonna
go.
go. No, like okay. I was gonna say like when kids say something about VR, like I have this like I'm too poor to buy a VR headset myself, so I just like watch videos of people playing Beat Saber, and I just go like this in
Really?
my bedroom. It's
Oh,
my
do you
budget
really?
version of playing. Yes, I'm
Whoa.
Wow.
exposing myself. It's my budget
Oh,
version of playing the game. I'm like I'm playing.
oh,
Just
that's
like
like
want to see how well you could do, just like
I
with
mean,
your
it
own
works
imagination.
perfectly fine because
no.
it's like it's not as cool, but it's like you're
It's not
doing
that-
it.
You know what's like? It's like if you've got a sibling and you're playing your game
on their
and
controller unplugged.
exactly you give them a controller that doesn't work and they fucking love
They're
it.
playing with you.
They love it. And they're like, I got him. Yeah, you're like, yeah, you did, and you're back on it. Like, oh, it's so good. Oh my
Got
god.
a younger brother. We played Super Nintendo as a kid, and I definitely did that on multiple occasions.
Yeah, the unplugged SNES controller.
Mhm.
That's so good. What I was going to say to you guys was, when is your next charity event? Because
Funny you should ask.
are we doing a drop? Are we dropping dates?
Yeah. Well, we should have done this earlier, probably.
No, it's fine.
Are we about to make
so-
a decision on the podcast?
I mean, didn't we decide on that? I've got dates written down, so
Oh yeah, no, we had talked about this.
we decided. We have okay. So like, you know how like Sean is turning 30 soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Last year we did a thing as like a birthday thing, but we figured, hey, he's turning 30. That's a big number.
Big boy number.
Yeah, so we're doing an event on Monday.
Really?
It starts. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the 27th. I'm gonna see. Wait, when the end date is, because I don't remember when the end. Until
No,
the
but keep
9th
telling
of
us.
February.
You
Yeah,
want
I've got this. I got a new notebook
Oh, you're
with
so
tabs.
organized.
I used to have this one. It's so small.
You are so much more organized than me. It's painful. It's
Well,
so
I mean, I had to.
painful.
So
It
much of
got
our stuff
so
wouldn't get done
chaotic.
if Nova wasn't around.
Exactly.
So much
Yeah.
more organized
I'm
than
like-
us.
It's like I'm like the baby of the group, but I'm also
Yeah.
the mom of the group.
Yeah.
Baby mom.
Exactly.
Baby mama.
Yeah.
No.
No, but like everything was,
Anything
it was
about
like everything was getting so chaotic. I was like, I need to get like a proper notebook for this because I can't keep track of anything.
Mm.
Oh.
What are you going to be doing for it?
We're actually kind of like toning down a bit because it's been a lot of work with all the big events. So we're probably gonna do like maybe a giveaway, but other than that, we're probably just gonna do like a little stream or something.
It's still good though. The fact that,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thing when it comes to people want to do charity events and stuff, and I sort of had to face that challenge where you want to go for it, you want to make the effort,
Yeah.
but you also want to make it a success. And
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
what you don't want to do is say, oh, we're aiming for this goal, and then you don't get the goal, or you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't come close to the goal, and then you sat there
Yeah.
going, shit, okay. And it's
Yeah.
one of those things where you just got to get over it, and you got to
Yeah.
just go. You know what? As long as you're raising something,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's always the
I think
fear
that
of
was-
hyping yourself up too much, I think.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Like, I think last year, like we did the birthday event. That was our second event ever, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll raise like $1,000 in a month, and we got to like 750, I think.
Yeah. Something.
That's actually,
Wow.
that's still a lot of money, but like we were like kind of like, oh, okay, I guess. But like at the end, we figured like if you raise $2, that's $2 more than nothing.
Exactly.
So
I think a lot more people would want to do charity events and raise money if they weren't worried that it wouldn't hit the goal. I keep doing this for some reason, I don't know why,
Yeah.
but when it comes to my mum does that, by the way. She will quote everything, so she'll just talk about I'm trying to think what she'd say. She's like, we were going to school earlier. I'm like, what the fuck you mean by school? Like, you don't need to say that. You don't. These are not needed all the time, mum. Like, relax.
Isn't there like an entire subreddit dedicated to like suspicious quotes? Or
Oh,
like they
really?
think this means emphasis?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you might be
And
right.
it's like it would be like big signs with like quotations around certain words that are supposed to be emphasized, but they're used wrong, so it just makes it look very suspicious.
That's so
Like,
good.
oh yeah, I had
At this
pizza today.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Pizza. It's fucking hell. That's so good. But yeah, I
It's-
just had
yeah.
flashbacks to my mum. Like, 'cause she'd be talking. My mum, bless her, she's a very dramatic person. So, like, she doesn't like drama, but she likes talking about drama. And yeah, the quote fingers come up every 7 words, I'd say. 7 words, something's quoted.
Yeah.
It's so silly. I love it. What were we talking about before I kicked off with my mom?
The birthday event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Birthday
something
event.
like that.
Nice catch.
I'm trying to think now. Wait, hang on.
We
What
were
did I
talking
say?
about money, goals.
Yes, thank
Charity
you.
goals.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello.
Nova's dead.
Oh no, it's like.
No, Nova. Let me just do this first. There you
Put
go.
her
you'll be
hand
fine.
around her nose. Perfect.
Actually, on my end, Wissy's cameras just
Oh,
started
no.
flashing. Like,
Black and white.
flashing.
Did it go black?
I'm gonna. Oh,
Yeah.
It did that a little bit for me too, but
It
not
will
this
do.
time.
So on
Oh,
Discord,
good. Okay.
on Discord, it
I'm gonna
tries
cut
to.
myself up. I'll be back.
Yeah. On Discord,
Okay.
what it's trying to do is trying to keep everyone's frame rates as equal as possible. So sometimes it blinks in and out to like
yeah.
restore it. So it's a constant
Hi.
Oh.
there's a constant
Case in
refresh
point.
going on. That's why sometimes it
Yeah.
goes black and then comes back on because
Yeah.
it's trying to balance it all out as much as possible. It happened on the D&D thing. Anyway, I'm going to clap again. So, sorry, was that loud?
No.
No.
Go.
I'm-
That's fine. That's fine. No,
Just a window.
I was just going to say, like, yeah, I think
Impromptu
a lot of people would. I think a lot of people would do charity events, as in host a charity event, if they weren't so scared that it might flop. And I think if there's more people doing it, I think a lot more money would be raised. But it's a weird one because everyone has some kind of like ego, and not in the ego, not ego as in like look at me. It's more of a just you connect certain things, and
You want to feel accomplished.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
you don't want your name to be attached to something what didn't really do that well, you know.
And like
and-
the funky thing with like charity goals is that nobody's
Oh,
mad at you when you don't hit the goal. It's
No.
just you in yourself. It's just like your expectations of yourself to be
Yeah.
able to do something. And then when you don't meet those expectations, you like feel less of yourself, but you're still raising money for charity.
Yeah, it's such a weird one because I remember when I was watching Sean's charity event. You know when the PayPal wasn't working at one of his events because he was supposed to
Yeah.
raise I think $100,000, but PayPal wasn't working, and the majority of people use PayPal. I use PayPal to do my
Yeah.
donations,
Yeah,
and because it went down, he wasn't able to reach the mark in the time that he allotted himself because he was fucking tired near the end of it, and
Yeah.
everyone in chat was like,
he like wasn't feeling well and was so exhausted.
yeah,
I
and
remember that.
he was jet lagged, was he not?
Yeah, it was
I
out
think
of
so.
Japan.
And
That's right.
and yeah, it was, and everyone in chat was just like, Sean, go to fucking bed.
Please
Like,
go to bed.
But it's because you want to hit that goal. Because you're a passionate
Yeah.
person, you're ambitious. You want to hit that goal. So even if you're tired, you want to fight through it. But then you got to think about your health in your. Obviously, he's raising money still, but in that point, it wasn't anything to do with him. It was just one of those bad luck kind of things. It was a circumstance at what happened.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what happens with charity events, with not just Sean, but everyone. Sometimes your timing is off. Sometimes you've picked a bad month to do it. Especially if you've got a smaller community base. When, let's say, it's why I did plan on doing a charity event in January. This month. But then for myself, I was like, damn, I hardly have any money in January. And I know a lot of people don't have money in January, so like I want to postpone it just to make sure that we can do something, something like a bigger event, if that makes sense. I think Sean was saying that too, until obviously the forest fires and everything like that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, what's up, Nova? Oh no, Nova, you flipped Nova. Oh God, Nova's
What's
gone
happening?
into a different dimension.
She has ascended.
Oh my.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so
And
good.
frozen as well.
My neck.
Oh, bye.
Oh, my neck almost clicked. That's so funny.
Someone tried to call me, and it.
Helping us do our yoga stretches. This is
Hello again.
Oh, no, I can't. Okay, there we go. Someone tried to call me, and my phone just freaked out.
Yeah, well, you tilted it, and your head just went.
Yeah, I was
"Whoop."
like, I was like, wait,
That was so funny.
don't call me.
It's all good. But yeah, so what we're talking about was about people worrying about hitting those targets, but sometimes just got to go for it. You've got to time it right, in my opinion. You've got to make sure you know when the best time to do it is, because you want to figure out when people can get paid, and because people want to donate, people do want to do good.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure they have the perfect opportunity to do good, because it's an interesting one for myself as well, because I've got to pay attention to when I've got a circle of, let's say, friends or communities what interlock. I've got to try and get the right time, because if I do it too close to someone else's event, then this one's going to go down. Or if their event's a couple of days after mine or my planned date, I don't want them to go down. So it's a weird one, but everyone starts doing charity events eventually, and it's definitely one of those where you've just got to try and go for it and see what happens.
I'm gonna excuse myself. I have to answer to a text about work. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry.
I'm gonna just excuse myself for a second.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Nova is Nova the sweetest person ever.
Oh my god, she is.
Now you guys can talk mean things about Nova if you want to. No, I'm joking. How long have you known?
She's the only member of the project that I haven't met in person. Everybody's met each other except for me and Nova.
That must be nice to have those moments.
Yeah,
how many members have you got total?
3?
Actively right now.
Actively 3. There is Kai.
There's
cool.
There's one other member, and that she's currently I don't want to say out of the picture, but she's just like got so much life stuff going on right now that she hasn't been able to really do stuff at the moment. So technically, there's 4 organizers in total in the whole thing.
That's so good.
And I've even met Kai, because I met both Kai and Stacy at PAX East last year. This is when I first met them. And yeah, she's currently like got a lot of live stuff going on. And then I joined, and she hasn't even really been in it since I joined up. But,
which is totally fine, obviously.
Yeah, we all got live stuff. Hello.
Hi.
We weren't saying
so
any. We weren't talking. We weren't
I
being
know, but he
mean
was going to
at
deny
all.
it, and I was just immediately like,
Did you guys bully me while I was away?
A little bit. We're like,
No.
how much work does Nova
Absolutely not.
really do? Does she do as much work as she said? But no,
One of my coworkers wanted to switch a shift, which meant I get an hour more, which means more money for me. So
nice.
yeah.
It's very good.
I was like, yes, thank you.
more money? Who wants that?
More money.
I am broke because I used to do like an internship during the day, and then I do blackjack some like weekend nights. But then my internship ended, and I didn't have another like day job, so I only worked like 20 hours a week, and I'm like, I need money.
Blackjack is so fun.
It is.
It's so fun. What kind of
None of my
you?
friends appreciate it.
Are you like a friendly person? You quite a stern person? What are you as a dealer?
I've only worked for about a month, but I would say I'm pretty friendly. I'm a very like talkative person, so.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
yeah, some of the stories you've sent me at 3 a.m. and
What, you got stories?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a few things. Like there was one guy who was like kind of drunk, so I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna let him buy anymore. But then he gambles his money, and then he like turns away, and he just stands there, and I'm like, okay, is he gonna leave? Then he like takes up a pocket knife, and I'm like, okay, he can buy more. It's fine.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So I was like, and that was like my second shift ever. So I was like in the group chat, I was like, should I tell a guard? And they're like, yes.
Oh my god.
And then I couldn't find a guard, so because I had to put the chips away because they're worth a lot of money, so I had to put them away and like go find a guard. Like, hello.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
So that was but like it was fine, like it was for work or something. So they would, so then I felt kind of bad for like asking, but they were like, no, you did the right things. Thank you.
That's
I mean,
nuts.
yeah, if someone pulled a fucking knife on you, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like to joke that that's the time I almost got threatened with a knife. At work.
Damn,
I mean,
dude.
that's not what happened, but it was
Even so,
at the
like
time. I was like,
that's scary, dude. That's a scary moment.
I was a little like, okay.
I'm kind of lucky because when because I teach martial arts for a living, and you get random people coming in and all that kind of thing, and I don't get it too often, but you do occasionally have some parents where they think they know what they're talking about, even though they've never actually had experience before, and it's an interesting one because I've seen it before where I'm teaching kids and the kids are doing great. They've just started, so there's hardly any corrections, just positive reinforcement and all that kind of stuff. And then you'll see the parent on the side trying to show them how to punch, and they can't punch. They're like, no, it's this. It's like, fucking stop, please stop.
Let the instructors do their thing. They know what they're doing.
I took martial arts as a kid, and thankfully my parents were very cooperative and stayed away from
my mum and dad. My mum and dad are very good for that. Very supportive, but never try to correct me at all. And
I mean,
the parents are trying to do the best that they can. Like, it's totally understandable, and just to nudge them in the right direction of how to go about dealing with their kids during the class. That's super important. It's something what I've learned over teaching for like so many years. Like, how many years have I been teaching? 12 years teaching, something like that.
I feel so small.
What? Oh, right.
I'm
28. I'm 28. Been doing it almost for 20 years now, training. But yeah, so I find myself educating the parents just as much as educating the kids, because it's sometimes one of those things where the parents are trying to do the best they can with what we got, but from their own experience, their own education of how to handle it, sometimes they're doing it the wrong way in a sense. They're doing negative reinforcement instead of positive reinforcement, and they can get results. They can still get results, but there's consequences to that result. So like, you can definitely shout at a kid and get them to be quiet or get them to do what you want them to do, but then it's what's the repercussion of that? Because you might not get a repercussion right there, but you might get it later on in life where they resent you, or through that they have issues with men, women, or whatever it is. So
while I don't think any of us have ever had kids, just speaking from what I've seen and what I know, it seems like it would be really hard to you need to discipline a kid right now, and then also consider the effects long term. So like if you use like a fear factor, one, it could get them to be quiet faster, but also it could make them fear you, hide things from you, and think that that's an appropriate way to deal with other people.
I think you have to ask yourself, why are they being quiet? Is it because they're scared of you, or because they know they should be quiet?
Yeah, it's definitely a weird one from seeing so many different parenting methods and all that kind of thing, because every parent's trying to do the best they can with what they got, and you can't really feel angry at them for that, because they don't know any better. If they did, they would do it. And it's one of those things where, for example, one thing I always say to parents who just start, their kids just start, is during the class we get them to stand still, and occasionally a kid's going to look at you, and I have to say to the parents straight away, if they do that, put your thumbs up, nod, and just get them to focus back forward. Don't think about anything else, no corrections or anything. Just say they're doing a great job, look forward, and that's it. Because most of the time the kids just want reassurance. That's it. And once the parents start to shift into that direction, it makes a massive difference for the kid. Just being able to allow them to explore those moments. And they might completely fuck about in class, but it's like, okay, well, this is where I've got to come in and, discipline them, make them focus, or engage with them in a certain way. And the amount of times I've done it where a kid will, let's say they're doing just some kind of exercise, but they are just dicking about. They're just messing about. They're being obnoxious. They're just trying to get everyone's attention and all that. And exactly, being kids. And then I'll have to I have to sort of step away, because I still get annoyed by it, because you want the class to behave, but then you'll like, let's say they're doing, I don't know, let's just say sit-ups. So they're lying in the back, they're just not doing anything, just resting about and round and all that kind of thing. And I just kneel next to them and just go, do you need any help? And they literally just look and go. And then it improves. But I could have just gone, do as you're told, blah, 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 blah. And they'll do it. Or I can go, okay, let's actually realise what's going on. And then it helps, I guess. One more thing. But there's a boy who's been with me for, I think, 5 months. And the first lesson he had, because everyone has like an intro lesson. The first lesson he had, he does learn certain things, and I'll give him a high five for doing good. Well, he if I go high five, he'd go and try and headbutt my hand over and over again. And like his mum was getting really annoyed, and I was like, okay, yeah, and worked it. And now it's like he still gets the temptation, but he's like, I'll just give you a high five instead. And the parents are like, oh my god, it worked. But he's wonderful. He's such a good kid. And yeah, it's just trying to understand where they're coming from is so goddamn important when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
And
kids want to be good. They don't want to be bad kids, you know.
No, well, we're all grown. We're just taller, older kids in the end.
Yeah, a lot of people don't seem to like address children as humans. But they're people too. Yes. Their brains just might work a little differently.
It's one of those things, isn't it, where kids at that age have so much potential, but we just don't know how to articulate it as well as we can. And sometimes they can articulate it better, if I'm being honest. But but just giving them an opportunity to really express who they want to be is important. And I think that's why I wanted to get into streaming and stuff and just talk to people, because I don't know, just I feel like it can help, help as much as I possibly can. And I can't say I'm a professional and all that kind of thing. I always recommend, if people need advice, go seek a fully qualified therapist, because it's super important. But I can listen to you. I can be an open ear and just
sometimes that's what someone needs.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I think we've all been there, where we just need someone just to talk to. Maybe not dump on, because sometimes you'll get it where you just get a massive message. You're like, oh shit, I wasn't ready to read this.
Oh yeah.
There's like a fine line between like your friends being the ear that you need to vent to and your friends being your therapist. There's like a certain a bridge that you could cross when it comes to venting.
It puts them under pressure in the end as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like because then the friend's in this point where they have to go, I need to say the right thing because I want to try and help, and it's like, okay, and then you'll get those people who try and help other people because they're trying to avoid their own shit.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
It's so easy to like help other people when you know that you need it yourself, so you know how they're feeling, so you just want to like take everything off of stuff. Yeah, I was that kid in middle school that I carried the weight of like all of my friends on my shoulders, and it was too heavy, and it took a toll. It can take a toll like mentally doing that kind of.
Absolutely. It's sometimes as well you catch yourself giving the advice what you're supposed to listen to yourself. I guess I don't know how to articulate that.
That also happens very often. I think.
Yeah, it's but then we don't take it.
Yeah.
This. Say it to yourself. Nah, I'm all right.
No. The practice what you preach thing. No, not for me.
No.
It's just one of those where it's from an outside perspective, so you can see it a lot easier.
Yeah. Hey, you should like drink water. Hey, should you drink water? No, that's stupid. Why would you do that?
I caught myself about I think it was like September. It's all right, Nova. We'll be back soon.
I'm back.
It's all good, Nova. Don't worry. But yeah, I around about September, I caught myself falling into this trap where I was advising people about healthy eating and all that kind of stuff, and then I will eat shit, just terrible stuff, and I started getting tired of advising the same thing to the same person over and over again because they're just not doing it. So instead of that, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything now. I'm actually just going to do something. And so at that point, that's when I started eating a lot healthier for myself. Started losing a lot of weight because I got big. I got really unhealthy. Like, I didn't like it. But then they started to notice a little bit, and they started to do little changes, which is nice. But for me, it was like, okay, instead of telling you what to do, I'm gonna show you what to do, and you can look if you want, but I'm actually just gonna do this for me now. And
we don't think to do that either. We just to just lead by example. We don't usually think to do that.
You can't really take responsibility of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. No, because in the end, they're the ones who pull the trigger in a sense. You know, they're the ones who actually do start. The cheesy line of "you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink" kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of a realization I had for myself, was that like if I want to change my situation, then I have to be the one to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the opposite thing, but it's kind of hard to realize sometimes that shit, if I don't like this, then I have to change that. No one else is going to do that for me.
Yeah, and that goes both ways. If you can try to help somebody, but if they don't want help, there probably isn't much you can do.
Yeah.
A lot of times, it's hard to step away. It's not giving up, because you still want to be there for them, but just to be able to detach from it. Because sometimes you'll find it where people will reach out for help, not because they actually want to get better. They just want that help where it's someone connecting to them. Me and Cammy spoke about this.
They want to feel like somebody cares, maybe.
Yeah, but then they become
if
addicted to that moment.
Help.
Yeah.
And I think you might feel like you might think that you're helping yourself by asking for help, but if you don't implement that, then it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird one. Me and Cammy spoke about this last week, I believe, week before, where it was you notice the people who will vent on Twitter, and they'll get a lot of reach from it. People will contact them, DM them, and all that kind of stuff. And they'll notice that when they're just being normal or happy or just saying random stuff on Twitter, it doesn't get as much attention. And it's not that very attention seeking, but we all have those needs of connection.
Yeah.
And if we have this idea that I need to vent or put out negativity to get the feeling that someone cares, we're going to do it because it's a need. It's something we feel. We want that kind of feeling. So you'll see people start spiraling down because they feel like it's going to help them, as weird as it is. And it's just an interesting one. The human mind is a fascinating thing to be looking into.
Being human is so hard and weird. And bizarre.
It's hard. I think that's the beauty in it, though. We're talking about parenting and charity streams and all that kind of thing, but in reality, none of us know exactly what we're doing. You know, the charity streams, we kind of get an idea, but then it's like, we're going to try. We're going to do something and see what happens. When we're parents and parenting, no one's ever ready to be a parent. You're just not.
Oh, God.
You know, apparently there's chemical differences what happen when you find out you're a parent. Apparently. Apparently. I'm saying apparently because I've only heard it. It's bro science. It's bro science. But
I was hoping it was a pun because of the word parent in there.
Like, we were actually talking about, like, yesterday we were, like, having a call to see if the quality and the video was going to work, and we were just talking about how, like, we read through the questions on Twitter, and it was like we get the impression that people think we're really like professional. When really
not.
We have no idea what we're doing.
Like questions are like, what goes on behind the scenes? They're like, well, we don't even know.
Lots of memes, probably.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of dicking about in the end, and then you do charity.
Yeah, honestly.
That's exactly it. We fuck around, and then money gets raised.
That's so funny. That's a slogan. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
JC Charity Project. We fuck around and money gets raised. Oh, that's so good.
If it works, it works.
I am changing the bio to that.
It's like we'll do like a voice call to like decide on like some details for an event, and then we'll sit for like an hour and a half to talk about it.
Yeah. The amount of like usually, and it's about like cultural differences. It's like we talk about money for like 5 minutes, and the rest of it is like Sweden versus Britain versus America.
Definitely. Language differences as well.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed like because I consider myself very fluent in English, but I've realized now that I speak more like verbally with people who only speak English that a lot of like interjections I will just say in Swedish because those aren't words you think about really.
Mm.
So I'll just like say a Swedish word and everyone will be like, wait, what? So that's funny.
A lot of my friends, I have a lot of Indian friends, and they'll speak to you in English, and then they'll just throw in an Indian. I don't know the language, unfortunately, but they throw in an Indian word mid sentence, and I just sit there and go, "Wait, what? What? Oh shit! I'm so sorry." And you'll hear it with the parents as well. They'll see their language, then they'll throw in an English word, and you click onto that, and then they carry on with their own language like. Oh God, I'm confused. Oh no, I don't know how to handle this.
I think that's the thing. Like when you're bilingual, sometimes there's a word for something in a language that there isn't in another language, so it's just easier to incorporate it.
The thing that I think most bilingual people who are like English is their second language is that we swear a lot in English. Just like in any sentence in Swedish, I'll just throw in a fuck, and that's that.
English does have a wide variety of swears.
Yeah, because like I realized that a lot of like Swedish swear words are centered around like the church and the devil and stuff.
Yeah.
For some reason, I mean they're fine, they're perfectly fine swear words, but like English swear words are more like shit, fuck, and they have different connotations.
Completely.
They have different connotations, different uses, you know.
Stacey, what's your favorite swear word?
Oh,
fuck.
I mean, it's so versatile.
Fuck is the most versatile swear word ever.
It is.
It works in every language.
Universal word.
It is. I saw it was stand up, and I don't remember what language the man spoke natively. It might have been like Punjabi in India or like something like that. But he was talking about learning English, and I hadn't thought before of like the versatile way we use the word ass. Of like when something's badass, that's a good thing. But when someone is an ass, that's a bad thing.
Are you talking about the bold guy? Is he bold?
I don't remember what he looked like. But
I'm trying to think if he was a big guy or not. But yeah, I think I know you're on about though. I think I know you're on about.
I never considered like how weird the word ass is in English until like I saw that stand up.
Oh my god.
Languages are so weird.
Yeah.
I sent like a lot of messages to Stacey specifically, just like I thought about another language thing. Have you ever thought about how like capital and what do you call it, big and small? Wait, I can't.
Capitalized
capital
letters.
and lowercase.
Capitalized letters they serve absolutely no function. Technically. I mean they do, but like, do we need them? No.
They make it look pretty.
Clickbait. It's for clickbait. That's all it's for.
It's so that you can yell in caps.
I'm gonna totally. This episode is going to be in massive caps locks all the way through, no matter what it is. I'm just going to just do that, and like everything's going to be capitalized just to make sure.
Like even worse is capitalizing every single letter as the first letter of every single word.
I do that all the time. Just for me, I don't know why, but it just. For my mind, it's just aesthetically pleasing. I don't know why. There's just some kind of aesthetic to it.
Doing it for a title is one thing, but like there are people who will like make like entire tweets where like every word is capitalized for some reason.
That's different.
How do they do that? Like, how does one have the patience to like shift every word? What is that?
It might not be a patient thing because sometimes I do it so often that my autocorrect actually changes capital.
Yeah, but there's like entire essays and tweets and threads where people do that. I don't understand. Or like everything that they tweet is that.
It's the beginning of a sentence, every word.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
With no punctuation.
I've only just started learning how to use a bloody comma properly when I'm writing things.
Oh.
Like I used to just go.
I overuse commas.
I always feel like I'm using them. I'm overusing them too. Like I'm going blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's always there's like too many gaps.
Like I've started using them it's like internet speak and like writing is different because like if I'm on the internet I'll use the comma to just signify that I'm like taking a break.
Yeah.
Or like I'll put like 3 commas to be like, oh, it's a long break, but you can't do that if you're writing properly.
Oh,
I
that's so
absolutely,
weird.
sometimes I hate English where like there's like sentences where I realize I need to use the word that like 3 times in a row and it's still correct
That
English.
that that.
That's what I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, when you have exams and it was the multiple choice questions, and each one you sort of go A, and you go, it can't be A again. It can't be A again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
think,
of
I
like
think the
that.
teacher's having me on. This can't be right.
It's definitely a weird one. But my pet peeve when it comes to those kind of things is the ones where they will press send after each sentence instead of typing out like a little paragraph and pressing send. It's sentence send, sentence send, sentence. So then it's
Oh,
like
Jesus.
you're looking at this instead of like that instead, and you're like, God
Jesus.
damn, just type out what you want to say and then send it properly instead.
That's also what I feel about like people that text every word just like and just hit enter.
Stacey, are we calling you out right now?
Just a little bit.
Oh, Stacey's just writing notes going,
I mean-
don't do this. Stop doing this. God.
Not so much of you guys actually, but with actually my family, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because you just don't want to talk to them. You're just like, yep,
Well, yeah.
that's it. But it's a very interesting one to communicating with your mum and dad and family and all that via text is completely different to your friends.
I've realized that like adults and grown-ups, they just use text messages as a way to convey information quickly. Whereas to me, that's just I will take the time to like figure out the tone of what I'm saying.
I think
They
it was
just put
a
the info there and they send it, and it's nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a Thomas Sanders short where he showed like the 3 different ways that adults text and like parents text, and like it's usually either like a lot of ellipses. It looks very suspicious, whatever they're saying, or they like type like a college essay that's like formatted appropriately for like a simple question, or they just use random emojis that make no sense.
Yeah,
God.
that's my...
Yeah.
It's like, oh, an octopus, that's cute.
They've just discovered how to use emojis and they're just filling it up. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Or you have to when they poke you on Facebook. It's like only parents poke you on Facebook or stuff. That's
My mom's uncle has messaged me a few times on like on Facebook Messenger, and it's just like weird. Like on Christmas Day Eve, he sent me this like video
Image.
that's like, no, it's like a video with like some Christmas song, and it's just a video of 2 like teddy bears celebrating Christmas, and I'm like, what?
I
And then
get that.
And then he sent like a Christmas card that was like a Christmas tree that was blinking, but it was blinking really fast.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh God,
what's happening?
Like, yeah.
you're about to die.
Facebook is definitely for the older generation. Like it's the parent social media, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Because have you ever gone through Facebook and like seen memes on Facebook? Because memes on Facebook are like a year or 2 years behind everything else usually.
Yeah.
Because they still do like the big capital letters up top, capital letters at the bottom, kind of still imagery.
The only thing I remember from Facebook is all the Minion memes.
Oh, you're right.
There's
Yeah.
That's the only place I
also
see
all the
Minion
like
memes.
there are also all the like tag your friend memes.
Yeah.
But that's because
and,
of
like,
money. They do that for
Or
money.
like this really
Yeah, and
sad
then all
puppy.
like,
I
all
bet not
of them are,
one person will share me.
Yeah. Like those...
Oh yeah.
I hate those.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I hate
It's
Like for Jesus, scroll for the devil.
dude. Oh dude. Going back to like what we're talking about with people doing charity events
Oh yeah.
for their own personal gain. No. Dude, there's no structure to this, obviously, but it kind of goes into that kind of vibe where when you see those posts where it's like, especially 1 like equals 1 prayer, or 1 like, and it's like, dude, you're doing that because you want this post to get big. That's it. And it's kind of similar to the charity event for your own personal gain. Like
Yeah.
it's links right back to that, where that one is so transparent, but people still do it. Or and then we go on to the charity stuff, and it's similar kind of thing. And then you have people who post the ones on Twitter, at least, where it's going like for good test results and stuff. And again, we're not actually doing it for other people's benefit. It's because then you want the post to get big, because if it gets big, you might get contacted by other people, and then people can message you, get money for it.
There are platforms that make that really, really funny, where like on Tumblr, you'll see that like share the lucky duck and then find a bunch of money, and then people keep sharing it and be like, I actually found like $100 in my couch, so I'm just saying this one actually works. So there are like instances where I think that people can actually make that funny, where like you just share it over and over and then see. But,
I found $100 up my ass. This works. You carry on. That'd be such a good one. Oh.
Now we have a plan for how to promote our next project.
There you go. Like the stream, you're gonna find $100 up your ass.
Oh my god. I left a like and retweet. It was right on my ass. I felt it. Pop.
It's true. I was the money.
I was the money all along.
The money was within us all along. Oh wait.
It's within us all.
You just like puke up a penny.
Oh no! Would you feel the copper? Would you taste the copper come up?
Oh god.
Whoa, really? Wow.
That reminds me. Oh my god. So like I studied natural science in school.
Oh my god!
Hang on.
That reminds me.
How? Are we talking about? Wait. We're talking about.
Okay, so like the summary is that I got poisoned at school. The longer story.
I swear in Sweden it's like supposed to be a lovely place and everyone's super chill and calm. You've already spoke about
we got poisoned.
almost getting knife attacked and poisoned. The fuck?
Yeah, so like what happened was like I studied natural science and we were having like this lab thingy where we were gonna like dissolve a little copper coin that we don't use anymore in Sweden, so they were worthless. And so we put them in like I don't remember some kind of acid, like really strong acid. We usually didn't work with acid that strong, and it just melted the coin, and there's like lots of gas, like noxious.
Noxious gas. Yeah.
Yeah, that. It was just that. So we had the like air conditioning on, but like we noticed that like the room is pretty. The air isn't clear. This is weird. But like we finished the lab and then the other group does it and then we go home and it's fine. But then our teacher texts us and she's like, so the air conditioning wasn't working. We were like,
Oh my god.
okay.
That's amazing.
So that was that. I mean, I thought it was funny, but a lot of people were like, but I just thought it was kind of funny because like it wasn't dangerous, but like the worst thing that would have happened is like you get a headache and like you need fresh
I got
air.
poisoned.
High five everyone in the room. Thanks everyone.
So like I feel bad for my teacher because she did that lab twice. We just did it once, but she did it twice in a row. So.
Oh god, she's just fucked.
Yeah.
Bless her.
She was the coolest teacher. Oh my god, like she spilled acid once and she was like, "Oh, watch your hands," and then she just wiped it with her arm.
Oh my god.
What? That's so cool.
Why are like science teachers some of like the craziest and best, most fun
She's
teachers?
so chaotic. I love her.
Yes.
All science teachers are just mad scientists.
What was everyone's favorite
Yeah.
teacher? I asked this on Twitter because I saw that post where people were talking about like negative teachers and teachers that treat them like shit. But I think it's just because I coach, I guess. But I was like, there's definitely some good teachers out there. Can we talk about them as well? But is that your favorite Nova or?
It's probably her and my math teacher because I did like natural science with a focus on maths because I'm a nerd, and I really like my math teacher and my physics teacher. He was cool as well.
What did we do differently to others?
I mean, my science teacher was just really chaotic, and she would tell us weird stories about how she would just keep like moose eyes in her freezer. And her kids were so used to it, they were like, okay.
Where in this world are you really from? Because it's like a fantasy world right now, where you got fucking moose eyes just stashed into witches' cauldrons and stuff. Like, the fuck?
I mean, we were gonna cut them up, you know?
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like this. Like all the dissection labs, I was just standing at the other end, like, yeah, I'm good. I don't wanna fail. It's fine.
That's fair.
And my math teacher she was just really sweet because we were like a class of nerds and she was also a nerd and we were like 8 people, I think. So she was really cool. And she's not that old, but she's kind of like a grandma.
Oh,
She was super sweet.
that's really sweet.
And then our physics teacher, he was like an older man and he was just really funny. Like he would be like really deadpan all the time, but he was just, I don't know, he was really funny.
It's nice to have those things happen.
Yeah, he was a
those
really
teachers
good teacher as well.
Stacey,
And he
what
gave
about
me
you?
good grades.
Bonus.
I don't. Well, the only one that really sticks in mind is the science teachers that always like bottle expensive like every single week, even though that's meant to be an end of year thing. I'm not cooking a bottle. What am I talking about? The Mentos thing.
Mentos
Oh,
thing?
yeah, the Diet Coke and this thing.
Yeah, literally because they like, you do that all the time. But my actual favourite teacher is not really a cool story. It's more because of like things she actually did like for me. Like most people on the internet know, like now, like when I lost my mom when I was a teenager, so she like took the whole
The role of a mother.
Yeah, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Because then I found out like after I left that she actually lost her mom around the same age. So
Wow.
She was kind of, and after that, I know. Sorry, bring it down a bit.
No,
from the funny story.
it's life in the end, dude. There's nothing wrong with it.
But yeah, that she's my favorite.
That's lovely though. Like people need that sometimes. People do need the mother figure, the father figure, because it's missing sometimes. And I'm not saying you need to have a father or need to have a mother to have a good life. Like I thought you were gonna fall backwards. Then I was panicking. It's like So I've said my piece. Now I'm off. God.
Bye.
Long live the king.
Nice. But yeah, like it's important for some people to have that. So she filled in a role and you filled in a role for her. It's nice. It's a nice thing to talk about in the end. Like it's a negative into a positive, and you probably learn everything from them as well. And it's just one of those things. Like it's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Kat, what about you? Who's your favorite?
I do have an interesting story about a science teacher that I had because, again, like science teachers are just the best kinds of teachers.
Yes, they are.
Why the hell is that? Yeah.
I think my favorite teacher I ever had was my high school biology teacher. And this time, not for anything chaotic or anything like that, but he, like most science teachers seem to be known for, but he, there was like an incident in for biology where I forget, but like materials weren't working properly and just like we were on like a curve, and he decided that we could do a student film to as a presentation for this particular semester. And I've always been like a born theater kid, and I love acting, and so I got to flex my acting skills in a role in the picture, and he told me privately that I delivered my lines better than anybody else in that film. And he did like a wonderful job of like boosting me up and like encouraging me to like go with that if that's what I liked doing. And he was like a really, really stand-up guy. Like definitely like one of the most encouraging teachers I've ever had. Another science teacher I had, though, I'll never forget the first day of school of that particular grade. She she had this candle and just like lit it and had us do like a meditation thing and a chant of just us concentrating throughout the year or whatever it was. And then she blew out the candle and put it in her mouth and ate it, and had us figure out what that was and how that happened, and acted like it was normal at first. And it turns out it was like a thing of cheese with like a bit of almond stuck at the top, so it was perfectly edible, but it didn't look like it from a distance. That was like one of my favorite things that I've ever seen a science teacher do. She was so chaotic. I loved her.
That reminds me. That reminds me.
Please do tell.
Okay, so like this is like a slightly NSFW, but I think that's fine.
Oh my god.
We've already talked about money.
This is the same science teacher that I'm sure. Okay, so this is the first day of school. We're all like 15, 16, everyone's nervous, it's awkward, and we're just sitting there like, okay, what's happening? And she comes in and she has this like a beaker with water in, and she puts a condom over it. And we're like, okay. So then she puts the beaker on and like she heats it up, and like the steam rises, and the condom just kind of goes, and we're sitting there like, what? and also like it's completely quiet. Everyone is just like, what the fuck is happening? And then she takes it off and she puts it in a bottle of cold water, and it just like. And we're just like, what the fuck is happening? Like the first day of school, and no one knows anyone. We're just like.
That was an awesome spot for your camera to freeze.
Oh god, that's so great.
I love her.
So she just came in, didn't say a word, just whacked the condom out.
Well, she wasn't talking, but like she was like talking as if it wasn't happening. We were like,
it would have been so much better if she was doing it, but she just stared at you all like. You know what I mean? That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I just had teachers what the ones what I loved the most were the ones who were trying to be funny. I can't remember his name. There was this graphics teacher, and he was like a really short dude, and he was bald, and he had quite stumpy arms actually. Thinking about it, but he was a tank, like a big shouldered guy. But there's this song, I can't remember what it's called. I can't really think about it right now. But basically, there's a song what he really loves, and I used to love it too. But what he did was on the first day, it was his teaching. He got a fog machine, and he let the class. Shall I wait? Shall I wait for Nova? Nova, you're back. Yeah, we're back. No, and basically, so he put a fog machine on in a class, and we haven't seen him ever, by the way. So he puts a fog machine on in the class, and it gets up to like, let's say shin height. No, it was like thigh height in fog. So the entire class is covered in fog, and he puts on this like song where it's going. Oh, so what he does? So you just see him open the door, and he's on a skateboard, but you can't see the skateboard because of the fog. So he just floats in this, and it slowly drifts across to the center of the room perfectly. And I just remember sitting there going, "I'm fucking in. I am into this teacher straight away." And just at that moment, it was so good. And he played music during the class as well because he thought it would help everyone chill out, and it was really good. I did terrible in that class, honestly, but I loved it. It was one of those ones where I looked forward to the class. It wasn't a one where I was turning up going, "Fuck's sake, I want to get through it." I loved being there. I loved just talking to him about random stuff, and I was always good at making friends with the teachers because I know that if you make friends with the teachers, hint for anyone who's still at school, make friends with your teachers because they'll fucking help you. But,
oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I was a very proud class pet.
I was absolutely a class pet.
School career.
Yeah, I didn't care about. I was never the person who gave in to peer pressure. Thankfully, I still carry that with me today. But yeah, I just knew that if I wanted help, gotta be friendly with the teachers. You got to be. And yeah, he was wonderful. Always had some cool stories. Oh my god, I'm trying to think about it because he had like a wall, like a mural wall, or a collage wall, and had like loads of just cut out things of all of his interests. And I just damn, there's so many things what I used to connect with him because of that. It just flashed back to me, but I just remember him just being such a chill teacher. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to speak to everyone. If someone was struggling, he wouldn't put anyone down. He would always be personal. He'd be professional, but personal as well. And he just really set a great example to how to talk to people as well, you know. And then you have obviously you have bad teachers too, but he was one of the good ones. And just that. The idea that I don't know if he wanted to be Jesus or something, but just sliding into the classroom, just perfection. It's exactly what you want to do to get everyone's attention.
Oh, that's an amazing mental image.
It's so good.
What?
Before we move on to questions, is there anything you guys want to bring up or anything like that? Also, you guys were liking all the questions, and in my head I was thinking, you're not supposed to see the questions. I don't know how to do this about it, but you guys are all prepared with your answers. You've got your scripts.
They would pop up in notifications.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, is there anything you want to be talking about? Is there anything you want to bring up? Any subjects? Anything really? I know we spoke about most random things, but yeah.
I mean, we kind of like tried yesterday to be like, is there anything we want to bring up? We were like, I have no
We
idea.
talked about the birthday event.
Yeah, that was the birthday party. That was basically that.
You gave us the perfect segue for that one, so we got that out of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy about this. Like, most of the things connect, and even if it's like the thinnest connection, it still connects somehow. So yeah, it's been nice. So you guys already know the questions I'm about to answer, so I feel quite useless.
If I remember them.
So
I'll just say I don't remember.
That's good, because I try my best to not look at them either. Because I'm like, because I don't know, I never know what's going to pop up. I like the idea that I'm not too sure what's going to be asked, because it could be great things. A lot of the times it's just people getting hyped that you're on, because like when I posted it, everyone was going, "Oh God, I'm so glad you're on it," and for me it like, because I was saying like we're proud of you and all this kind of thing, and in my head I'm like, it's only my podcast. It's not a big deal. It put me, not pressure, but I was thinking, oh shit, I hope it's a good one.
Like I think to us, it was just like people just expect us to be like super professional. Like, oh yeah, we do this and this, and we're like,
Yeah, we know. People need to realize like we don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna have fun doing it anyway.
Exactly.
So you guys ready to start with these questions?
Oh
no. Nova just fucked up.
I'm just like, oh, bye guys. I
No,
don't want to.
that was perfect. I literally just went, are you guys ready for these questions? And you vanished. You vanished the moment that happened. That's so great. I don't know how you guys want to answer this, just because we could do it like, shall we go Ketch, Nova, then Stacey? So
We
so
could. We can fill in if we have anything else.
I mean, some of them, yeah.
What's that, sorry?
Some of them, there might only be one or two of us that can answer, just depending on the nature of the question.
I haven't read the question, so I don't know. I stick to it.
Maybe.
Let's pretend we didn't. Wipe
Especially like.
Yeah, we'll pretend you haven't.
I've never seen the questions. I'm super excited to hear these.
Yes, I can. Because you all got glasses, I can just picture like the notes that you've like wrote down are right here. So I'm just like, okay.
Seriously.
What's up, Stacey? You steaming up?
Yeah, I don't know how because. Yeah.
It's the pressure of being on the show. It's scary. It's scary talking to me.
Why are we doing ASMR all of a sudden?
I don't know my mic, so I'm gonna...
God, my ears. Oh. So first question is, what made you get into ASMR? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right.
We just start like a subset of the JSEC where we just do ASMR.
Oh my God, that's the extra. That's podcast extra. God damn it, that's so good. So,
how much money we get from that?
You get it, but you'd get some creepy.
But at what cost?
You'd be getting creepy people in there. You know, dropping in the 69s and 420s kind of thing, going, "Oh, do this for me." You don't want that. You don't want to do that. It's all for a good cause. However, there's a line. Yeah. Right. So, first question, and you guys could probably say this along with me because you know what it is. This one is from Pistachio Lan.
Oh.
And they just say, it might be a question. We'll see. Yeah, it is. Cool. It goes, absolutely love all you guys do. Thank you for being amazing beans. Heart, heart. Got two questions. What do each of you do to relax in stressful situations? And what's the biggest, hardest step you had to take to make your charity project what it is now? Love that question, actually. So I'm going to leave it over to you guys. I'm going to be quiet. You guys talk.
Ketch, you want to start? How do you relax?
Well, I mean, I don't know that I can completely answer the how it got to where it is because I'm still like a pretty new member considering everything. But in terms of what I do in stressful situations, sometimes it's hard because I definitely have like a lot of like stress and social anxiety, and it's something that I've struggled with for a long time. And I work in like pretty public places, and I listen to music, but that doesn't always help. And honestly, as like cliche as it sounds, breathing like genuinely helps a lot. Well, I mean, if you stop breathing, that will give you like a whole new set of problems. But just like taking. But just like taking a second to like step aside and like do some like deep inhales and just center yourself, I find helps a lot. I listen to music a lot of the time. I watch YouTubers that I really like, but like in the moment, deep breaths, meditation, music really really helps me a lot. And that's my own personal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nova.
Like I like to see myself as a pretty like calm person. Like I don't get worked up very easily. But like mostly I just like take a nap or or I love music a lot. Like I'll listen to some of my favorite music, or I like just like disconnecting and taking time to not think about whatever is stressing you out. It really helps me.
And what about the? Well, you know what, Stacey, you go next, and then we'll come back to the the other question, if that's okay.
Yeah. So you assume I do relax? No. I recently I've had to kind of like work on finding new ways of relaxing myself, because like especially when I first ever got Twitter, and then especially when I first joined like the YouTube Twitter community, I used to find myself like going onto Twitter whenever I was like stressed and stuff, and using that as a way to not relax, because half the stuff you see on the timeline wouldn't exactly relax you, but but like talking to people and stuff. I'm just trying to get out that way, but I guess recently I have started getting back into watching music. Yeah, absolutely.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see sounds.
Yeah, and
I think that's the drugs.
Mushrooms. Stacey's answer is mushrooms. How do you relax? Mushrooms. That's it.
Drugs. Hard drugs.
You can. Well, I guess whiskey can kind of relate to this. It's like younger, I used to do martial arts to get like, and that used to help a lot. Yeah. With, like,
I thought you were going to say the drugs.
Yeah, I straight up, I heard that and I was like, oh, you're about to say mushrooms.
I used to do
martial arts.
I said
martial arts.
I said, what you I just said it. You can relate to it. No. And I'm thinking about getting back into that again. Yeah.
Do it. Absolutely. I couldn't recommend it. It's so biased, obviously, me to say it, but
well, yeah.
It helps. There are some schools out there what will cause you more stress, but there are some good ones, definitely. London, you say you're near London?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Birmingham, but I live mostly in London.
Oh, I didn't know you were from me, were you?
I am, yeah.
You're quite close to me then. Birmingham's Birmingham's only 40 minutes away from me. So
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some really good martial arts schools in London area. Obviously, London's huge, but yeah, do some research. It's really good, really really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
So going back to the hardest step you had to take to make your charity project what it is now.
I think Nova could answer this.
Okay, yeah, like we like briefly discussed it yesterday because it's a really good question. But I think like a lot of what we've done there's not a lot that's been like a huge step. It's more just like hard work. Like there's not very complicated stuff we do, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time mostly. Sure. But one of the like biggest things I guess is that both like Kai, Stacey, and Ketch have all met Sean like as like a representative of the project. So I mean, I guess that's kind of a cool step. Yeah.
So in a weird sense, like getting the recognition. So then the moment that Sean recognizes it as a great thing, everyone's going to go, let's check it out.
Oh yeah, I remember
like it was like officially a thing.
Yeah. Like, this is gonna Stacey will remember this, but like back when I started the first project, I would like talk to Stacy and Kai about it. I would be like, oh, I really just wish like he would see it. Like I really want him to be like, hey, I'm really proud of this. And like he knows who we are by now. He like in the last Christmas stream we donated $1,000 and he was like, oh, this is the charity project. They do this, and we were like,
a lot of pride in that. That was awesome.
It's really funny to me that like back a year ago, that's like what I like. That was like the biggest aspiration I had with the project, was for him to just know about it. So that's really fun.
That's cool. And it's, I feel like, Stace, you go first, dude. I've spoke way too much. You go first.
No. I was just going to say that I don't know about Catching Over, but my personal biggest thing when I joined this was that I worried that once we started like going to meet him and giving him stuff to sign and stuff, that he'd kind of feel like we was using him a bit, and that B, that people would be like, we're using the fact that, oh look, he knows, you know, to like what you were saying before about promotion. I worried that think that we were doing it for like, what's the word?
Your own personal gain.
Like yeah, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why like when the first time when they took me to. I say you took me to PAX. When we took me to mine,
come on,
you took me to a jam. The first time I felt really awkward. Now it's fine. The first time I felt really awkward asking him to sign and stuff, because like, I felt like it's like, oh, we're not trying to like beach off. I mean, we're literally naming the JSECharityProject charity project. We're not trying to use your office. So yeah, I don't know if that goes for you too, but that was.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of, and obviously not Sean, so I can't speak on his behalf, but I can imagine because he knows that what you're doing is for a good thing, that it's okay. If you were, because there's definitely people out there who will try and get people to sign their whatever it is so they can sell it off to make a profit. No,
Sorry, Nova.
Hello, Nova. But yeah, as I was saying, no, I don't know if you missed anything, but
just a little bit.
Just the secret to the life. Don't worry, that was all it was.
Oh, okay.
So I can't say it again, unfortunately.
We'll fill you in later.
It's okay. It's okay. No, so I think that Sean would recognise that you're being forthright with getting this initiative, because if you are doing it because you're saying get things assigned so then it can be donated for charity events. Is that what you're trying to say, Stacey? Okay, yeah. So that's what I mean. Because he knows what it's for, then he's going to be okay with it, because he knows it's a selfless act, and obviously he does so much for charity anyway. But the fact that you're putting that effort in to benefit other people, it's good. And I think once and again, I think with the whole selfish aspect of it all, I don't think it's selfish. It's just you know what you want to do. You want to benefit other people, and if there's a way to get back to that point where you can help more people, then it's okay.
I said no. That was probably just me thinking that, but it's.
I think we all go for it. I think we all go for it. That idea that what if people think I'm doing this for something else, as we talked about right at the beginning of this podcast, really, like we have this idea that people are going to judge us for the wrong thing, and we're not. We're just trying to be nice. You know. But yeah, so going back to that question, is that the main thing for all three of you then? Like just to get that little recognition.
Yeah, I guess so. Like the most thing we do isn't like super complicated or like big things. It's just we put in a lot of work, basically, is what it is.
Yeah.
I think the difference is for you guys was you were doing the work, and obviously you're reaching out and hopefully going to get the recognition for it, because that's nice. But I think you would have kept going regardless of that.
Yeah.
And when I've had it where people reach out to me because you reply to me and stuff, and people go, oh, how did you get him to reply to you? Or I'll speak to other people and we ask that. I'm like, just be nice, like just try and be funny, I guess. Just do something fun, do something what you think's going to make other people laugh, and You know, don't make people laugh because you want them to follow you or all that. Do it because you just want to create that little moments for you guys.
Yeah.
You want to try and do something good for the world in a sense. So if you get recognition, you get recognition. But if you don't, you don't. But you know that you're doing the best you can.
Yes.
That can go for just about everything. It's like you should do it because you want to do it, not because of what you'll get from it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think about what they can gain from it before they even start planning and stuff. So, you know, and it's an interesting one. But yeah, you guys do wonderful things. So I personally believe that if you do good in the world, something good's going to come back. It might not come back when you want it to come back, but it will come back when it needs to come back.
That kind of karma works too. I agree.
Yeah, it's karma in the end, isn't it? You know, karma can be a bitch, but sometimes you deserve it.
I mean, if karma's a bitch, I'd say that's because you're a bitch.
Yeah, totally. Totally. So this one is from Dingo Hunter. How did you come up with the idea to do work outside the normal monthly charities? Also, how much work you guys put in... Hang on. Also, love how much work you guys put into get them working every month. So, yeah. That's basically, compliment on the second part. But how did you guys come up with the idea to do work outside the normal monthly charities?
Yeah, that was basically what we talked about like way earlier, was when I like had the idea that I wanted to like show my appreciation like together with the community for what Sean does. And I figured that, hey, what better way to do that than to raise money for charity? Like that's where it came from in the beginning. And after that first project, I wasn't sure if like people were gonna care if I kept it going, because like he had the monthly charity stream. So I was like, are people gonna think it's weird if we keep it going? But I'm really glad we did because people really seem to appreciate what we do.
Well, you've built...
That's like the main thing.
It sounds really strange, but you've built like your own side community when it
Yeah.
comes to it all. So now it's not a case of... Yeah, that's what you're doing, Stacey.
When you say
Like-
it like that, yeah.
You
Yeah,
are,
it's like,
because
you're right.
you're creating a community where sometimes the people in your community, it's not that they'll pick or choose, but they'll actually want to donate to what you're raising instead of Sean's, because they know it's going to mainly the same place and all that, but they want to be part of a team. And when you're part of a gigantic community, you might not feel as included, but because yours is pretty much the same kind of thing, but a lot smaller, you feel included. And then you feel like you're actually making a real difference.
I will say, and I'm outing all of us here, is that when we were asked to be on your podcast in the first place, it was very, very surreal.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no. It was,
Why?
I mean,
we
I guess
never really
we
felt
don't-
like we were like enough of a thing to be asked to be on a podcast. It was a very surreal moment.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the reason why I asked you.
Oh, Jesus.
I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to make a joke. It's because for this like podcast, obviously I wanted it to be towards artists and creators and that kind of thing. But the fact that like I like charity. It's the reason why I rock this all the time, and I wear this almost every day. It doesn't smell too much, but still. But the fact that you guys are doing good out there, like you're helping other people, and you're doing stuff from such a selfless point of view, and you're enjoying it, and you're raising money, and you're building a tighter community, you're making people come together in a positive way, and you're giving everyone a platform to do good. I just felt like I needed to talk to you guys, you know, and it's cool, and that's why I didn't want it to be just me and one person, because if I was just talking to one of you, then I'd have to speak to all of you anyway, because why would I just speak to one of you, you know, where I can go, no, this is a team effort. And I think that's why I wanted to be a group one too, because it's like I want people to recognize the charity, but also you guys, because you're the ones who represent it in the end. So for me, yeah, I just thought, why wouldn't I do that? You know, I had Cammy, who was the meme lord, as I say. Or I'll be quiet because I'm being very nice right now, so I'll be quiet for Nova.
Sorry for ruining that emotional moment.
No, it's fine.
Cammy scared Nova away.
Yeah, Cammy, the chicken lord. But no,
I was shy.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just saying that I got Cammy on for the first episode because I was like, first episode of this year, because I just thought to myself, I want to expand it a tiny bit as well. Like I want artists to be on it and content creators on it. Hello, whoever's in the background of Nova's.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I'm supposed to cook dinner tonight, so she's like, no.
Don't worry. Say, Mom, we're asking questions, we're answering questions. Leave us alone. But yeah, honestly, it's because I wanted to make sure that the people who come on, they don't have to be massive or gigantic, but are they doing something good? Are they doing something, in my head, what is a good thing? And yeah, that's honestly why I wanted you guys on, because I appreciate what you guys do. You know, I think you're doing really good in this world, and you, as I said, you create a little community of your own, which is again coming together to create something fucking wonderful. So why the fuck wouldn't I? You're more than qualified, if you would. I don't like to say qualified like I'm a fucking, because this podcast ain't big. You've met the standards. Yes, just met them. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, honestly, that's why. I just feel like you're doing good things, and it needs to be celebrated. You know. So yeah,
really
that's why.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes both ways, really.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
But it was just like, because I think we tend to not, like, I think everyone does that where they don't really take themselves as seriously as other people maybe do. Because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to us, we're just like, we're gonna try this, but to other people, like, they see, like, they see the accomplishments, which is nothing to, like, disregard, because we do those things. But I think it's easy to just, like, dismiss yourself a lot.
Easy. Yeah, super easy. You always feel like you're not doing that much, or you'll see it as you're making a difference, but it's not as big as you really think it is.
Yeah.
Like during. Sorry, Catch. What are you saying?
I was going to say that as much as you might hope for recognition, you feel like you're not worthy of it at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think you always face that. I don't know. I feel like you can get over it, but. I wouldn't, like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you're just going, you're facing the am I good enough question. Which is what everyone faces. Am I good enough for what I'm getting? And then you have those people where they start facing that, they don't know why they're getting it, and then they go into a self-sabotage kind of thing where they just stop uploading or feel sad about it because they feel like they don't deserve it. And it's like, no, you guys, not just you guys obviously, but everyone who's listening and all that, you fucking do deserve it, because you're working your ass off, you're putting effort in and just trying to do the best you can. And like, if your charity blows up and it becomes its own massive thing, that's fucking awesome, but that wasn't your intention. Your intention was to do good. And
on any scale, really.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, yeah, and you're still raising a shit ton of money. Like, you're still raising a lot of money.
It still blows my mind.
And I think that's why I wanted to speak to you guys as well, because I like to talk about the background of charities and what goes into it a tiny bit and the people behind it. Because, I don't know, it's something what doesn't get celebrated too much. The people behind charities. You see the event, but not the people behind the event. Or you'll see the celebrities, but not the people who actually are picking up phone calls, putting incentives together, just organising the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys a little platform for that. And it's, again, little platform is the emphasis. But, yeah, I just think it's just needs to be done in the end. The fuck was the question?
We went on a sidetrack.
How did you come up with the idea to do work outside of the Normal Monthly Charities?
But we answered that earlier.
I think we
answered that earlier in the stream, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's like we said that, and then we just went off into our own thing.
Oh yeah.
That's like all of our
calls. Shaking and patting each other's hands. Yeah. Hands. I did this and went patting each other's hands. The fuck am I talking about?
I did my hands with my shoulders.
That's right. Caro just says, Caro or Koa, late love? I'm not. Jodie Whittaker. There we go. Fuck me. I'm sorry, Jodie. You have so many names. I can't keep up. Veda said, so happy for my enormous-hearted favourite people. Then you have someone just going, yo, let's go. And I'm like, damn, all right. It's only my little podcast. Again, all these compliments to you and people getting hype. I go, why? Why? It's only me.
And that's our reaction as well. We're like, why are you? Why
Yeah.
are you hyped?
Yeah, it's so weird. This one is from I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like an Anara. And they go, ooh, eye emoji. I'm really excited to see this, especially with the 3 wholesome beings as guests. The question: what motivates you to continue the fundraising for the JSEC charity? That's how I'm going to say it from now on, by the way.
Please do.
Well,
I mean, I'd say like our biggest motivation is probably just like the community. It's like seeing people's like enthusiasm and appreciation for what we do that really, really motivates us to keep going.
Mm-hmm. And
like getting recognition. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, like I was gonna say that like getting recognition for like Sean or whatever, like that's super fun, but that's not what keeps us going at all.
Yeah.
No.
Like I mean, it wouldn't mean anything if he was like, "Oh, this is great," but no one else cared. Like that wouldn't do anything.
No.
Go on, Catch. What are you gonna say?
Again, I'm relatively new to all of this. I've only been here like a handful of months, but I know I really admired what they were doing long before I joined, and it was very, very flattering when they asked me to come on. And what motivates me to stay is the community aspect for sure, and just like the small group that we've gathered, that just like the enthusiasm for helping others and for charity has been amazing.
Absolutely.
And these two have become, I would say, really, really, really genuinely good friends of mine. And who doesn't like to like raise money for a good cause with like your best friends? It's just it's been a great time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be stressful moments between you guys because it happens, unfortunately. When it comes to trying to build something between friends, it can go back and forth, but
working as friends, you really have to like know how to separate those aspects.
Really, it's so important to do that. It's so important. But yeah, Stacey.
I was also going to say the community thing as well. In a way,
all of you are copying each other. How dare you?
But, like,
how dare you?
No, but like what you said earlier about how to do it, but.
Stacey, can you say that again, please, mate? You sort of cut out. No, it's not you. It's Discord. But yeah, you cut out slightly.
Oh yeah, my connections just went yellow.
It's fine. Don't worry.
What did I say?
I don't know.
That's the point.
I can't help you.
You didn't even hear yourself.
I was gonna say the cute because I know how you were saying earlier how some people want to do it but don't necessarily like know how. Like the memes and stuff, and I like the fact that we can, not to take the credit away from actually doing it themselves, but like give people a way to do that who might want to do it themselves, but like who might want to start something themselves but don't know how, but they can feel like they're part of it as well,
I get that. So we're sort of they're doing. They're helping out, but like kind of through you guys as well.
Yeah,
and then...
I feel like we're kind of like giving other people a platform in a way.
Yeah, that just definitely. Let you say it over.
That was a much simpler way to say what we were all trying to say.
Basically. Yeah, Stacey said it wonderfully, by the way. Don't worry, you did good. Yeah. Don't worry about that. But yeah, just the idea that you setting, you know what it is? You're setting a good example for people who want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
You know, if people want to start doing it themselves, they look at you guys and go, okay, well, not in a, if they can do it, I can do it. It's not that. But the idea that, oh, wow, they started it real small and it's got to fit here. Well, maybe I can do that. And that's, in the end, it's kind of like when a person wants to become a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or whatever. They'll look at them and go, okay, well, if you can do it, I wonder if I can do it. And then they play around with the idea and then they start to grow and then you get your own podcast, I guess. But yeah, it's good. It's good. We have a few people just going, holy shit, wow. That is from, oh my god, oh their name is so long. Don't Let Me Shine is the handle, but then it's L might see BTS at Soldier Field -133.
Oh my god.
Catchy name.
Oh.
Catchy name. You have
I mean,
Verdi
You got
commissions
the army.
open. Yeah. Just goes OMG yay. They go
Oh, we love
yay.
Verdi.
Oh.
We like Verdi.
Verdi. And then we have one what's called good plan. Called Growing YT Artist. About to say White Artist then. Growing White Artist. Hey up, Tartist, how are you? I may be too late, but what goes on behind the scenes? What is the process for picking? This is a good question. What's the process for picking a charity and setting a stream and etc. and etc. But etc.
We joked about this last night. Because we are actually in the process of picking a charity for the birthday project.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's kind of like we have a list of some charities, and then we go, roll a die, please.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's
Like,
also
we like-
been, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kish.
That we usually want to we like to raise money and then pump it back into Sean's streams, but also we like to do our own thing sometimes and do something for a separate stream. And so we'll go to pick one out just for our own personal events, and then Sean will be Sean will announce what stream he's doing, and it's the same charity that we had just
It
picked.
happens so often.
Okay.
We
That's
swear he does
He's
it
a
on purpose.
charity thief.
The charity
Yeah.
thief. God damn it.
Like, yeah, and we will have a. Oh yeah, sorry.
Go on, Stacey.
No. All I said was we're going on record while he's live, probably doing a stream.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Just coming with a big bag of money over, going, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we usually have a theme for every event, so we'll have our pick of charities, but then we like to look up them to see that they're not weird or have bad they're not some charities say that they're really great, but they're not. We did an event for an autism awareness charity, but we didn't want to do something for anyone Autism Speaks or anything.
Yeah.
We like to look up charities to make sure that they're not bad people.
Try to pick ones
You
with a
have
good breath.
to.
Yeah.
You really have
Yeah.
to. Well, Sean, just think about what Sean just went through. He had to go for the it's all right. The Red Cross, wasn't it? Australian Red Cross, and then he had to say,
He switched
I'm not
it,
doing that now. I'm gonna do this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's good. You need to make sure that he's doing research, because you could be donating to anything if you're not safe. It's you could just donate it and it just goes into someone else's pocket. It's okay, all right. It's kind of I want to do more different. I want to choose different charities, I guess, but it's I don't know which ones to choose. So Able Gamers, I support dramatically.
Yeah.
I support Able Gamers a hell of a lot.
Yeah, they're really great.
Amazing people, and just choosing the right one is a weird one, because you feel bad because you don't. It is, and then you'll reach out. I do. Reach out to the community, going, what charity should I be raising for? And then I kind of feel bad because I've got to pick, and it's none of them are. Well, some of them are better than others regarding how the money's handled, I guess. But it's am I choosing ones for autism? Am I choosing ones for suicide prevention? Am I doing this? And everyone's gonna put their 2 cents in, saying that this one's more important than that one right now. But you don't know. You just don't know. So figuring out which one you want to do is important. The good thing is what you guys are just talking about, though, is that now you're starting to build your own community as well. You can start to have the freedom of doing things different to Sean as well.
Yeah.
So that you'll obviously Sean's going to raise money for his, and you will sometimes, as you said, plan it around it, but for some reason you end up having the same thing. But then now you go in, you know what? Let's do something different. Let's go for this one instead. Or one of you three might have a charity what you really love, or something's happening in your lives, and you'll speak to each other and go, guys, this has just happened. Is there any chance we can do this instead?
Yeah.
And then you
Or actually, our original plan for the birthday event was I wanted to do an event for a charity called Liberty in North Korea. But then the whole thing in Australia happened. We were like, well, this is kind of more important right now.
It flipped for me
Take
too.
precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm looking at as well for next month, is the Australian fires, because it is the world fucking burning.
Yeah.
in the air.
It's an emergency situation that needs action right now. It's
Yeah.
it's different.
And again, everyone's going to have priorities and reasons why
Yeah.
this one's better than that one. But in the end, it's the hosts and hostesses' choice,
Yes.
whichever one we choose. You
Yeah.
might complain, but we're trying to do our best with whatever. If we could, we'd go, okay, I'm going to do a charity for every single stream, and we all get 0.1 cent each.
Yeah.
Is that okay? No? All right. You can't do that. You can't please everyone. So
We
yeah,
have to
there's
pick something.
you do it in the end, and that's it. And then you just got to commit and do your best. There is, I think, one more. Oh God, I just hit the mic. Professional, totally professional.
Hell yeah.
They just, okay. This one from Arc_Angel, which is kind of, is Archangel bad? Am I thinking Archangel's bad?
I'm not sure.
Sounds like the devil for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, the devil is asking, where do you see yourselves individually and as a group in the next year or two?
Well, I have a very literal answer to this question. In exactly 1 year,
Yeah.
I will be in Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm doing like a 6-month language course, starting in September now. So
Whoa. You had to
be
throw up the
fun.
peace sign, the V for victory sign. Damn it.
yeah,
What about as a group?
yeah. Oh Jesus.
Pressure,
I think-
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we'll still be doing this, but we have like right from the start, we've talked a lot about like starting an actual non-profit or like getting a little more professional, but that's very, very
Interesting.
far away right now, but that's something that we really, really love to do someday.
I think that's also as well partly why we decided to do less big events this year and
Yeah.
do like small.
Yeah.
We love doing this and we want to keep doing it, but there's a risk if you do too many big, showy, flashy ones that A, we won't have the money for giveaways, and B, that people might say that like, oh, they're doing one, we're like, oh, you did that last time, you know. You get like,
Yeah.
I
get
don't
that.
know.
Because I mean, there's a lot of work going in, and we're just 3 people like trying to figure out life. So it's like we realized that we were kind of in over our heads, and we needed to like kind of turn down on how much we were doing, but at the same time still engaging people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still love it, but we have our own
Yeah.
lives and stuff.
There's no point in doing it if we just burn ourselves out.
Yeah.
No. The moment it becomes work, that's when it's
Yeah.
that's when you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot, for
Yeah,
lack of a better
exactly.
term. But what about you, Ketch?
I think as a group, we summed it up very, very well. And I think, you know, we're doing this just right now just to raise money. And while like long term, like the nonprofit thing would be really good, I think we're just doing it to do it. And what we're doing right now is really, really good. And just keep doing that and then see where we end up. A lot can happen in a year.
A lot
we're
can
just-
happen in a year.
We're just vibing, guys.
We're just vibing.
As if you brought in a 2020, 2019 meme into
I'm sorry,
my
I had to.
podcast. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
I'm joking. What about individually, Stacey and Ketch?
Stacey, you can go first.
Well, next year, I'm hoping next year, so hopefully I'll graduate next year.
Graduated, did you say?
Yes.
What are you studying?
Psychology.
Really?
Yeah. Because I
Wow.
was talking about earlier about the humor, I was like, yeah.
That's awesome. I did see you smile when I was talking about that, actually. So I was like, there's something there.
There is, yeah.
Nice. That's good. Ketch?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any definitive plans for 1 year from now. I hope to be in a more financially stable place. We're struggling a little bit with that at the moment, and steadily we're working ourselves, and we're getting there. It's like a very steady incline. And in terms of education, that's also something else that I want to consider and improve upon. I'm a high school dropout, and I still haven't gotten my GED, but that's something I'm steadily working towards getting now, which I'm very proud of and studying for. and I'm looking forward to that. And at some point, I'd like to get back to college. But in terms of just 1 year from now, I hope to be in like a nice, content, more financially stable place. That's my hopes. And maybe I'll have taken my GED then.
Financial freedom is such a one what people don't want to admit to want the need for money, but it's needed, you know, and
it definitely is.
And from my point of view, like I'm in a similar boat with yourself, Ketch, where it's like financial freedom is the thing right now, because financial freedom gives me the opportunity to experiment with other things I want to do, and not worry about if I go focus on this, I'm going to lose this. Like Nova, we lost Nova. So we lost Nova. There we go.
I just go, oh no, and then I cut off.
Oh, that's so good. So I was just saying that for me, the financial security is important, because I want, and it's not because I want to buy new things or anything like that. It's purely because then I have freedom to choose what I want to do. And because sometimes, and I know loads of people out there, and I don't know if you guys can relate or anything like that, but there's things what you want to do from a passion point of view, but you feel like you have to put that on the back burner just to survive. And that can be really disheartening. So just to be able to make it so it's financially viable to do the passionate stuff, that's where I want to get to in a year's time, for myself at least. And just the freedom to go and do things. I want to travel more as well. That's honestly just explore, and that's the big thing.
Absolutely. There's a
education.
Fucking hell, you are the mean person in this group. You're hitting the whoa and all that shit in the corner, like you're the kid in the corner going.
I'm gonna blame the fact that I'm still a teenager. It's fine.
That's understandable. Totally understandable. What are you saying? Sorry, Catch.
Oh, that I was doing conventions, and I did both PAXs last year, and I was like steadily working towards like doing that again this year, and doing one of the PAXs and doing VidCon, and then we just like hit this financial rut, and I had to like look at the year in like a totally different concept, because I couldn't do that stuff anymore, and it was very disheartening. And so that's like a big thing, is to like get back into like a space where I can do more of those things, because those were like big points in my life and really good experiences that I would like to do again.
New experiences is really important, I think.
And I don't want to like interrupt the call or anything, but I need to check quick. I'll be right back.
That's all right. She's going to sell 1,000 pounds of meth just to get all the financial stability she can have.
I can't do this. You guys are awful. I'll be back soon.
Sit down, a big sack of money, just going, you know what I said earlier? You've done it. I'm fine now. I finished it. We're all good. Now on to PAX. Oh, bless. You know what? I'm going to clap for this bit.
Just pointing at the chair.
Oh, yeah. Finn's like barking, like squeezing his ball downstairs right now. All I'm hearing is the squeeze. He's doing all right, bless him. But yeah, that's the end of the questions anyway. So we'll be able to finish. You'll be able to cook as well, Nova. So that's good. We'll be
my family won't have to starve.
What do you think? What are you thinking of cooking?
I have no idea. I'm very bad at cooking, but I think we have. I know that we have like we get this like finished grocery bag with some recipes. I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good in the kitchen. My parents are like, you have to cook, and I'm like, oh okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
They're like, you're not a student anymore. You have to help out. And I'm like,
yeah. I wonder how many people went college, because I can vouch for this, just to avoid paying bills at home. Hello. Yeah. Well, hang on. Let me clap. Just make sure we got it. Okay. So yeah, that is basically it for all the questions today, my dudes. So yeah, that was awesome though. Real good questions, actually. Really nice questions. This is another thing as well.
It was really fun.
I'm really glad. I'm so glad. I'm always so worried like that the people who are on the podcast just don't enjoy it, because you know it's just one of those things. Like, but what was interesting for the questions is because it was different questions to what I'm used to asking on this show, because usually it's artist or creator, content creator questions, and for this it's like, oh, this is different because we're talking about charities and raising money, and and
Yeah.
your answers are wonderful. It's really good. It's really, really good. So, is there anything else you guys want to say at all? Anything any people want to shout out? Anyone you want to check out?
Oh, very good.
Jesus. I just want to say, check out our birthday project from the 27th. It's on our Twitter and on our blog. Maybe on our Instagram.
Where are you pointing?
I don't know. I'm a very
Okay.
expressive person.
I'm the same. And when is the charity event happening again?
From the 27th of January, I'm doing this again. From the
It's fine,
27th
do it.
of
Go for it.
January to the 9th of February.
What time? Would it
I think
start?
from British time, midnight. I think. Is
Well,
what we do usually.
we don't have any set.
Well, I mean,
That's just
we
the whole-
recently decided that because before Ketch joined, we was just Swedish time and British time, so that was pretty easy. But now Ketch is in, so we was like, wait, what's the middle point? And we found this time zone that's like in the middle of the ocean in a tiny sliver of Greenland, and that's our official time zone.
I was gonna
Wow.
say when she's in Korea, it's gonna be all fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least you have good internet there. You won't be
Oh,
cutting
yeah.
out as much.
Yeah, Jesus.
Here we
But
go.
I mean, call times are gonna be awful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's probably gonna be awful for me. Like,
I mean,
night time
I'm
for
gonna
me.
be like 7 hours behind Ketch, but the day before.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Sure.
Agree.
Yes.
Agree. Yep. Yep.
Very confusing.
Stacey, anything else you want to say at all?
I want to go all wholesome.
Do it. It's no problem.
I
Make
just
me
wanted
cry.
to say, these two are awesome. You're also awesome. Everyone's awesome. Love yourselves.
Aw.
It's
How
so funny
cute.
seeing people point because, like, to me, you're just pointing at like nothing. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Very
That's what I was
Very
thinking.
good point. I'm like,
That's so good.
No, it's like
when it happens,
These people are awesome. These people are awesome.
I just wait.
It's fine. That's lovely. Catch?
we get the sentiment.
I was gonna say something very similar. See, she's up there for me. I don't know where she is. But I was gonna just say something very similar along the lines of this, and just a little sentimental of like I was very, very flattered when they asked me to be part of this in the first place, and it's led me to like a lot of like very fun opportunities. I wouldn't have been on this podcast otherwise, and this was a great time. This was very, very fun. I
Appreciate it. Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
And it just getting the opportunity to do something cool with a community that I love so much has been amazing.
Hell yeah.
I think that was it.
Good stuff. And so now just got to ask, how can people find you? I know we said this at the beginning, but where do people find you? Where can everyone find you guys?
Well, I run our Tumblr blog, which is this JSECharityProject. Is the URL, and then Stacey, who's on this side from me. You can
Are we all
Twitter.
mocking me now?
yeah, I mean, you are.
Oh, you, Stace?
You run the Twitter.
Oh, sorry. That
Just Stacey's blanks out like, yep.
Yes, I am, Stacey.
Mushrooms are kicking in.
Wow.
The martial arts.
Bringing this full circle.
Amazing.
I have turned so red.
It's fine.
The Twitter's just Jesse Charity.
And what about yours?
Joking.
What about yours as well?
Nobody wants to follow me.
Stop being silly.
Oh, should
What
we introduce ourselves as well?
Oh yeah, you didn't. Oh yeah, you
Oh
did.
yeah.
What's
I mean,
that?
earlier.
Did you not introduce yourself?
No, you just.
No.
Oh no! Nova, introduce yourself real quick.
Right. Okay. So Twitter at laser.exe, Tumblr laser-exe. That's me.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel
No,
so
the entire
bad.
podcast is a disaster now. It's ruined.
Everyone's watching it. It's gonna be like,
Goodbye.
Dave, you
Logging
didn't
off.
ask Nova. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put like a little flash going. We did ask him later. We did. I promise you.
I probably did now, and I'm just embarrassed.
I honestly can't remember. And Ketch, I think you need to say yours as well.
Yeah, I'm at JSECharityProject on all social media: Tumblr, Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter, all that jazz. I'm the same on everything.
You'll see Ketch and all the good streams will go on.
I
all the
forgot.
time.
I always forget the number. I'm so used to being Kuvia 97. I always forget that there's a number.
It's your birth year.
Shut up. I didn't want it, but it was taken, so I had to add another. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, that's it, guys. All I've got to say now for people who are watching, thank you for watching. Make sure you do obviously follow all these. I'm going to point here now because this is where you are for me. Make sure you follow all these guys on Twitter, Tumblr, everything like that. Make sure you do follow Jacksepticeye or JSE Charity Project because they are raising a hell of a lot of money. Wonderful people. I'm glad you guys came on. I'm glad you were here. Leave a like, leave a comment. No problem at all. Absolute pleasure. Welcome on anytime. We'll have to do a collab one day. A collab charity stream or something.
Oh yeah.
We'll do something. We'll talk about that.
Something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you for having us.
That's all right. All you gotta do now is literally just say bye to the screen really awkwardly, and I fade out the black. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wait. Ready?